Hey, here. Go. Send us live. Sup, Hunters Dribblers? We are live, and kickoff has happened. I'm finishing my pizza. Get off my back. Broncos v Storm. Now, we are doing a live stream this evening again for our good friends at SEN. They haven't joined us yet, and you know who else hasn't joined us yet, Eddie? Den and Kemp. Now, Denon's they've had a little chip from the kickoff. Go, Selwyn! Denon will probably use the fact that he did have a cold today as the reason that he's late. And I feel like we're probably in a position where we can't criticize a man who has a cold, even though, you know.
Look, I'm not going to come onto this live stream, Thomas, and criticize a man that has a cold, but there's an old saying where I'm from, and it goes a little bit like this. Cold schmold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cold schmold. Cold schmold.
Cold schmold.
And also, like, I don't know, I was going to say risk it to get the biscuit, but then I realised that actually isn't relevant.
That's in goal. Oh, good hands. Good hands.
For anyone that that's not aware, tonight we have got the Melbourne Storm versus Brisbane Broncos, Suncorp Stadium. If you do want to call in this evening, 1300 01 1170 is the number. You can call in, have a chat. As I said, we are going to be live on SEN in a couple of minutes. We will have to jump. We've got to have a moment where we pause to welcome in our SEN audience, but we encourage the punter and the dribbler, Edward, to get involved. Obviously, we've got our halftime Titanic trivia giveaway.
One of the great giveaways of all time.
Oh, it's a giveaway. It's a giveaway.
When the man that conceived the giveaway, I don't think that he could possibly have conceived the sort of giveaway that we're giving away.
Oh, here he is.
Here he is.
Hey, better late than never. Better late. You know what happens, Eddie, is that you reach a pinnacle probably in your life where
you're too wealthy to care.
You're too wealthy to care. You're too wealthy to care. At some point, you roll in. You're worth 40, 50, 60 million, and you're too hot
and beautiful and
too
gorgeous
hot and
to
beautiful, and you just roll in. Devil may care. Do what we want. And here he is, the one and only Danny Kemp, bloke in the bar, off the sick bed. He's coming straight from the sick bay.
He's come from sick bay. The nuns have given him a moment off, and to the nuns we say,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, I tried to use a sick bay to get out of this, but unfortunately didn't work.
No.
My honour and integrity brought me here. But I'm here.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. Now, I would like, maybe, Dave, could you maybe get Denon a roll of toilet paper? He may have a runny nose and we don't have tissues.
No, I'm all good. I'm all
all
Sudafed up. Banged a few Sudafeds.
Well, listen, and shout out to Sudafed, not an ad, but I think it's important that we, at least give you the option if you want to just dab the nose.
Look, I can use the pillows here. I'm cool
No,
with
well,
that.
That's probably not something we want to go for.
It's not the only fluid that's been here, I'm sure.
Now, give us a second here. Pause.
Oh, is that a try?
Audience from SEN, punters and dribblers, I believe anyway. That's what the clock says. The clock tells me that right now we're welcoming in the SEN audience. And I hope to every god that has ever been created that I am not missing the mark here. But what you are listening to is Hello Sport live on SEN. We are doing the game companion for the Brisbane Broncos v the Melbourne Storm. We are 4 minutes into this game. You are listening to myself, Tom Birmingham, Edward Simpson, and the one and only bloke in a bar, Denon Kemp, who's just quickly doing some adjustments to the lighting. But Edward, how are you?
Look, I'm fabulous, and I think it's worth me just addressing how I am off the jump, Tom. I wouldn't like to come into an SEN live stream, nay, a Hello Sport live stream, no less, and not fill the punter and the dribbler in as to how I'm going. I'm here to tell you I'm absolutely fabulous. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm fabulous. Nothing brings me more joy than watching the Broncos get humped in front of Denon's eyes.
It's been a while since we've all been together as well to watch the Broncos humping.
Yeah, look. Let's be real here, boys. Where are Manly on? I mean, they're in tatters as a club.
Don't bring up Manly because Manly's not playing.
I know, but like they are. Like when we talk about a season humping, Manly have received much more humpings than Broncos have.
It's funny because we were talking to who was it? Wally Lewis.
Joey? Was it Joey or
conversation? It was Wally Lewis, and it was Joey Johns, it was Matty Johns, it was Ray Warren, and we were all there, and we were actually in the sauna together.
Was that our Wednesday sauna?
Yeah, the Wednesday sauna where we all catch up. It's the boys catch up, and we sort of floated to them that this might be the bravest season the Manly Seagulls have ever played, and Ray actually was adjusting his towel. It slipped down, and we saw everything, and Ray was like, you know what, Tom? It was the bravest season. Yeah. It has been the bravest season of all time.
Bravest or beta?
No. Bravest.
Well,
he said bravest.
Well, Ray, as he was adjusting his towel, said bravest. I think Wally, as he was sort of like recalling moments throughout his career, called it the boldest. Joey said it was the most...
impressive under duress, I think, were the words he used.
Yeah, I think so.
Look, not why we're here, though. We are here, again, as we said, the Storm attacking. Oh, here we go. Here we
go. Try time.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, one of the great try-saving tackles there.
Try time.
Definitely held up.
Is Nofaluma playing in the centres, or is that Seve?
That's Tonamapea.
Tonamapea, sorry. I don't have my names.
One of the great moustaches in the game.
It's phenomenal. Did Young, which is...
Wow.
Did Young...
Holy moly, that's thick and strong.
But his name also Young, and I think we need to acknowledge that. Did he take a couple of years out of the game to go and...
Mormon, I think. He went on his mission. And he went back. He played a bit of union.
Dio Dave,
thank you,
our
Dio.
Producer off mic there saying.
Can I ask you a question, Dan? And obviously you played a handful of games in rugby league.
That's not on.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're looking up, right, and you see a man with a mow trucking seed towards you, what sort of calculations are you allowing internally for a mow?
Oh, you got to add 10% to everything.
Yep.
Got to add 10%.
That's what I've heard.
So when you're on the edges there calculating, as wingers do, you add 10%, bit of GST to everything, and usually it's still not enough.
Well, that's they've always said that, right? They've always said that the moustache is basically the GST of the facial hair. Goods and services tax for those playing along at home.
It's for the people, but it's also a bit of a tax.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's a tax on the people. Yeah. Because you're taxing the people by your increased ability to truck seed.
And, you'd say people that can't grow mows are almost like bold men in the sense that they're the rich. They can't actually, they're paying the most tax to that because it hurts them the most.
That's exactly right. Now, where does the goatee fit in terms of a percentage applicator?
As Nick Meaney slots it from the sideline to send Melbourne up 6-0 against the Broncos.
That's how low we're going here.
Yeah.
Look.
I'm proud of that.
I mean, it's a scary start by the Storm. I'm not going to lie to you. The Brizzy Broncos, they defended quite well for a couple of sets. Now, look, are we getting some poor calls against us? I'd think so. But as a Bronco, we're not going to let that hold us back. We're going to come back. We're going to bounce back and dominate at Suncorp as we do. Now, were we prepared for a guy with a mustache as thick as that? I don't think we were. Was that in the video session? He was a late call-in. I think that may be the issue for us. So hopefully we can make the adjustments at halftime.
Can I ask you this? What does it do for your credibility, okay, when your image, your outward image is that you're the number one NRL podcast, vodcast, sportscast in the country? And I'd agree with that. I would.
Dare I say the world.
I'd agree with that. And I'm 100% in your corner, and you'll always be a brother to me. However, when you are as bullish as you were throughout the week, that Cameron Munster would be playing in the 1, and I'm seeing him play 6. What does that do for you and your credibility?
Look, as you know in the rugby league world, Craig Bellamy, he probably listens. He knew that everyone, Kevy Walters listened also. So he's like, well, far out, Denon's uncovered me plans. Kevy's going to know. Therefore, he moved him back to 6. So originally he was going to play the 1. Bellyache's heard the number one podcast in the world say uncover his plans, and Bellyache's done what a good coach does, and he changed his game plan.
So it's eyes up from Bellyache.
It's eyes up.
We think it's a bit of eyes up from Bellyache.
We read his team sheet early on, and maybe it's eyes down from me. I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah. What did you think about And again, we are watching Brisbane v Melbourne, and you can call us at any time, 1300 01 1170 if you want to join the conversation.
If you want to question the Beaks' credibility, call in.
If you,
You don't need to call in to do that.
What did you think about Ivan, Nath's dad, having our mate Appy Coruscant on the bench to start the game? What did you think about that?
Look, mate, I actually thought it was a genius move. Now, some
Kind of
people
was, wasn't it?
because those Rabbitohs have started, especially the last two games have started really fast and aggressive, and it's kind of like, why put Coruscant through that when you don't need to? You've got a guy like Mitch Kenny who can tackle all day. That's what he does. It's similar-ish to what Ben Hunt at the Queensland did. That, you know, a lot of people coming into that game thought Harry Grant had that position on lock. But Queensland thought, we got a Ferrari, let's put him on the bench. Benny Hunt's been there, he's done it, experience. I thought it was a masterstroke from Ivan Cleary because when he came on, the whole game, you know, he was their point of attack. So absolutely loved it.
It was kind of cool, wasn't it? Like, when you, because it was like a real coach's play. You know, like, I think a lot of the time with games, you have, from like a layman's perspective, right? Obviously, Denon had played at least 600 to 700 games for the Broncos and the Warriors across an illustrious career. Like, you know, that you obviously see coaching. Oh, wait, Broncos. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's a bomb try.
That is a bomb try. It is a bomb try. But, you know, as an expert in the game, you can see coaching ploys maybe that the everyman won't. But something like just having Coruscant play from the bench is just a blatant, in-your-face coaching play that I think is kind of cool to see. We don't really get that very often. You would think, as a rugby league fan, that the Penrith Panthers, down on troops, have to start Coruscant.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was a bold play by Ivan. Bold play. And you're right. Like, it's like if they say they lose and it's not even his fault, they blame Ivan because.
Correct. What a weird decision. Why wouldn't you have Coruscant playing starting the game?
And you can look towards the opposite side of things. You know, me personally, I would have kept Isaac Thompson on the wing instead of Junior Paulo, and unfortunately, Paulo had a pretty poor game, and so that was a coaching decision that could have changed the outcome of the game.
Yes.
Oh,
yes! Oh! Kurt Capewell!
Yes! One of the most skillful tries you'll see all year, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, Kurt.
You can't teach that. You can't teach that. Well, you can actually. He didn't know it, and then he came to the Broncos, and then we taught him it.
You can like, every rugby league side worth their salt needs a Kurt ready to put in work.
100%.
And Kurt puts in work.
Punters and dribblers some punters and dribblers are saying Munster actually playing fullback. If I'm watching the game and he's at first receiver, like, are they doing like a dual thing here that I'm missing?
Look, it's the ultimate wool pull because we have no idea what's going on right now.
Oh, wow. No one does.
Is it a Tommy Turbo situation where you let the man rove?
It's kind of like a Tedesco when they were struggling last year, and he was basically playing 6 but also at 1. You know, for example, last week, Munster was at 1. Oh, he's a former Bronco. He's a former Bronco. It's like, Curdy, have the ball, bruh.
Xavier Coates. As the ball goes over the sideline, if you're just listening here on SEN app, the ball's going over the sideline, and Xavier Coates, or Xavier Coates, I'm not entirely sure, he throws it back in, and Curdy capes.
Does he see a glory hole and just throw it in?
I think he might have. It might have been like a Fatty Vorton sort of pass the ball into the hole, and then who do you see at one of those?
Who's rugging the glory hole?
Well,
glory hole himself.
Anyway, there you go.
Tell me this though, boys. I don't.
Here he is.
I don't care what jersey it is. Tell me the collar. It makes you hot and bothered.
Dude, the collar's good.
Admit it.
No.
Please.
Cool me down.
Please.
Oi, Dior, cool me down.
Because those Manly Pepsi jerseys were hot.
Yeah, they were hot.
And these ones, I'm a like it. I'm just saying.
Collars are hot.
I don't get any more compliments than when I've got the old school 97, I believe, Manly jersey.
The Pepsi Max.
The 50-year Pepsi Max, collared, cotton, and badged up.
Oh yeah. Because it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's everything you need. But the collar says I'm also a smart footy player. I'm not just a.
No, I'm here to impress
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I'm always at a job interview.
Do you get in to collared shirts if you wear a footy jersey? Is that pass as collared?
Well, I put it this way: if I was going to a buttoned-up event, right, and
A soiree.
a soiree of sorts, and a collar gets you in. If I play that underneath a sweater, a footy jersey with a collar, I'm good to go, baby.
Yes, that's true.
You can get into the members at the SCG with a footy jersey underneath a nice sweater.
That's true.
You could get in without the sweater
Do
because
we-
it's collared.
Do we think that maybe we could even add a couple of inches to that Broncos collar? Like, how big can you have a collar before it becomes, maybe
A hazard.
A hazard, exactly. You can get caught on something.
Well,
like get
before,
caught in
well,
a
before,
propeller.
before you need a warning
Yes.
on the jersey that says this collar's
Don't stand
wide set.
Don't stand too close to a fan with this collar. You might get sucked into an.
Well,
air
you know
fan-
when you're
an air
driving,
vent.
you know when you're driving down a highway and there's a bloke that gives you a warning. Listen, there's a wide load on approach. Usually a harvester or a big tractor. Or something.
Wombats maybe ahead.
Sure.
Huge collars. Beware.
Look, I don't know where to take that.
One 300 01 1170 if you want to have your say on big collars and where they fit into the great game.
We
of
can
rugby league.
confirm, though, Munster is playing fullback.
Okay.
He just caught the ball at fullback.
He just caught it at fullback.
Okay, so for those
Credibility, I have my credibility back.
For
Yeah,
those
you do.
telling me to eat
Welcome
my
back, credibility.
words, it's not in my style, and I won't be eating a goddamn thing because I will maintain that he started the game at 6 and slipped back in the fullness of time. So when
Yeah.
the comment was made, I was
Maybe Meany got injured and he needs to be in the front line.
That's exactly right. Maybe Nick was like, "Geez, I'm not cut out for the
Suncorp.
defence required playing 6. I'm just going to leak back to fullback."
I tell you what, this is a good game of footy, boys, and Broncos look like they're going to win by 40.
40.
I don't know about
That's
that.
just my prediction. That's a conservative prediction too.
It's very
If
conservative.
I was to ask you, Denon, and I will, to run an eye over the livestock that is the Broncos side, and I want you to be truthful with me. I don't want you telling porky pie lies to the punter and the dribbler. Can you see the Broncos winning a comp in the next 5 years?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And what
Not this
tells
year.
you that?
Well, we've got youth in the halves and the key point. You got Reynolds that will be at least.
Yeah, no,
another 2
Reynolds
years.
is young as they get.
No. You've got
Sorry, you
Reynolds.
said youth in the halves. I was
Yeah,
just,
well, I'm trying to finish
Let
my
him speak.
point.
sorry.
So Ezra Mam is at 6. He obviously is extremely young and hot. And
He is
then
hot.
you've got Reece Walsh coming back, who will most likely move into the halves. So you've got, in 5 years' time, you may have a world where you've got Hot Boy Reece Walsh, Hot Boy Ezra Mam playing 6 and 7. Then you've got Selwyn Cobbo at fullback. I mean, the forward pack is one of the youngest in the comp. You've got Flegger, you've got Haas, who's going to stay for runners. We all know that. Paddy Carrigan,
Paddy C.
Paddy C. I think we can win a premiership. You've got Tony Staggs, who's still relatively young.
Does Mam move to 7 and Walsh to 6 in your mind?
Probably, yeah, because I just think that Ezra, because he's doing more of an apprenticeship under Reynolds, and I just think that he might be able to suit a little bit better. I don't know. It's going to be hard to say because perfect world right now, they're probably both 6s if they had to be in the halves.
Yep.
But I do think Ezra has the skill set to learn what he needs. Like he would remind me a little bit of Jerome Hughes at 7. Like
Sure.
because
okay.
like Ezra could play fullback as well, and so again,
Ezra's incredible.
yes, Ezra's
I went to
One of the great
swear,
names.
and
Swear
I
there.
swallowed a swear word
No,
because
well, because we're on SEN.
well because I'm a professional.
Well, listen.
But Ezra is absolutely incredible.
one of the great names.
It is Ezra
Ezra.
Mam. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's worth noting, Denon, only for the second time in the history of Australian broadcasting has a radio station live, simulcast a companion. So we're very honoured to have you here with us, and we're doing our best. Yeah, no.
That's all pressure. That's all pressure.
We're doing our best not to swear.
Well, I just swallowed an F-bomb, and I hope those panelling are impressed with my
Look
work.
at that. Look at that
Shout out to
absolute
Mark.
throbber. Selwyn Throbbo. Look at him.
Throbbo.
Dude, Throbbo's all throb.
Oh, my God.
Throbbo's all throb, and I've just got to call a spade and a throbber a throbber. He is delicious.
Oh, mate.
Like,
In that collared jersey,
bang.
get out of here.
I'd like to point out the dribbler who pointed out that at a certain point, a collar, if extended, becomes a cape.
That's so true. That's so
That is a
true.
great point. It's a phenomenal point.
I wonder where that line is. Where is the line?
Yeah,
What is the line? Because
Yeah.
there is a line.
Is it where the collar fails to support itself?
when it folds in on itself.
When a collar can no longer support itself, it becomes a cape.
Okay, if you've got like a bob hairstyle and it becomes like a little bit more than a bob and sort of like grows out, but you're looking at it and you're going, well, I'm not sure if that's a bob or if that's just like long hair.
Yes.
Is that the collar?
Well,
Is that when the collar takes over?
but a bob can always support it. So good shot there from Justin Olam, and now Nick Meaney of, I don't know if he's playing fullback or not, fame. He takes the ball and runs with it.
Honestly, so Ricky just got to get this error out of his game. He has to get it out of his game.
He's got him, doesn't he? He's got it in him. There are certain players in your side where you go, he's got it in him.
Like guarantee won a game.
Yeah, like Martin Tapau, no disrespect, he's got it in him.
No disrespect to Martin.
Look at that dominance by Reynolds. Do you see that strength?
Is that against Kamikamitha?
Yeah, that's called.
Do you know what we call that down south?
What?
Southern strength. New South
Yeah,
Wales.
the great southern strength.
Yeah, I mean, look, he only got this strong when we went to Broncos, but.
Well, that's disrespectful.
Well, he's won a comp, so...
Yeah, I didn't see him throwing the big forwards around.
You mustn't have been watching rugby league then.
I mean, Rabbitohs were literally saying, "Oh, we don't."
Oh!
See, Meaney there's playing fullback, so now I'm all at sea.
It was obviously playing fullback in what? Attack? And then Munster fullback in defence?
Because Munster's now...
Go. Big
Oh
Nelson.
my
not
God.
playing
Big Nelson.
Holy moly!
Wow.
That was crazy. He's so big.
He is so big. Big Nelson of don't come near his mates in a Balinese nightclub fame.
One of the great videos all time.
Here we go. Storm on the attack. Not
Come on, boys.
commentating.
Slide.
Kenny Bromwich. Kenny should have given it, Kenny. David Norfoluma
Nah.
sitting there going, what are you doing,
Great defence there by Tony Staggs. Come on, boys, off the line here. Broncos getting off the line. They need to hold them out here because if they don't, there will be a try.
What are they yelling at? What are you yelling at at the man next to you when you're coming off the line? What's the sort of
you're
chatter?
usually like saying what man you've got, and
Cheese.
like if you're on the inside and someone's like maybe getting to your outside, you'll be calling like I got him.
Oh!
So, like, can I insert myself? If I'm playing Div 2 Oztag, I'm like, I've got mullet, I've got mullet, I've got mullet.
Yep. Then I don't got mullet if you don't have him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, and now I've got singlet tan, singlet tan,
Yeah.
singlet tan. I've got singlet
Can
tan.
I tell you a stat? And I'm going to take this I'm asking you to take it with a pinch of salt because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that Kamikamitha has scored in his last 3 games against the Broncos. Like this being his 3rd straight game.
That all comes from the error from Ricky. Like he had the ball, he hold the ball.
Bang. It's a good seed.
It's a great set.
And that's what Melbourne Storm do so well. Once they get the play the ball speed so quick that you can't set up, they just kill you around the ruck. They just absolutely. It got Harry Grant, who's the best. I'd say he's probably the best ball running hooker in the comp now. I would have said Cookie a couple of years ago. I think Grant is now. And once they get a roll on, he's just impossible because you have to worry about. He's almost like a lock. He's that thick.
Can I ask you a question, Denon? As a friend, as a friend of a couple of years now, long-term friend.
Long-term friend.
If you're picking the Australian side and I'm only allowing you 2 hookers, rugby league hookers,
DOS Hawk.
who are you taking?
Ben Hunt, Harry Grant.
Wow.
I, as a bloke that knows nothing, would agree with that.
So would I.
Only because
Ben Hunt is delectable.
Yeah, he is, and he's versatile.
I just also think that if you've got a ready-made combination that has proven that they can really complement each other in the highest stakes, whereas I feel like Cook and Coruscant, although they weren't bad in Origin at all, that was solid, but I didn't feel the impact of them together in the game at Origin.
No.
Whereas I feel like we definitely felt the impact, at least in game 1 and 3.
Do you think there's any chance that Big Mal, is like, sometimes incumbency can almost influence a decision when like really the answer is kind of quite cut and dry? Where
Like Cleary and DCE.
No,
like
don't.
Cleary.
Well,
Are you saying like the old rugby league adage, incumbency killed the cat?
Incumbency killed the cat. Exactly right.
That's one of the all-times.
No, well, I mean, it's an old rugby league.
It's an old rugby league
Hey,
adage.
it gets thrown around
It's
selection
an
tables
old
all the
rugby
time.
league adage. Incumbency.
Whenever you
killed
get
the
a bit
cat.
carried away, you hear someone say, incumbency killed the cat.
So, do you think there's any chance where Cookie just gets an incumbency
No,
knock?
I think that he almost has an out. We haven't played for so many years. He has the out of like, yeah,
Incumbency's no
for
longer
sure.
there.
But like it's been so many years. I also think that, does the Australian team need a bit of a freshen up? Maybe.
Yeah. A spring clean.
Maybe. Again, I like Cookie is incredible. And if you went with Cookie and Api Coruscant, like I would almost choose each combo, if you know what I mean. So if I'm going to go Ben Hunt, I'll go Harry Grant. If I'm going to go Cook, I'll go Appy. Just because, I don't know, I just feel like that they just have that connection already and you can build quickly off that. And also you've got Appy who has the connection to all the Penrith boys that will
Didn't
be
work in
inside.
Origin.
As we get further away from Queensland's impressive victory, it pains me to say, but it's the truth. And Manly's season sort of,
Well, brave season.
brave season, again, we said it off the top, the bravest season in living memory sort of falls by the wayside. Are you more confident than ever that it's Munster and Cleary that are the halves for Australia?
Yeah, look, if you had to select it after game 3, I would have said, you know what?
But it's not,
DCE
but like now.
Yeah. Right now, I think Cleary's got it. It's just hard to go, like DCE, who was incredible game 3, but at some point we have to go, well, when does Cleary get his crack? You know, like how much longer do we wait to give the Australian team to Cleary? Because every year we wait is another year we have to kind of be ready for a new birth. Like if we wait another year and it's next year, then all the systems change because he's the half. He's the guy that leads us around.
And you could argue that if not now, a World Cup, then when?
Yeah.
But surely you pick Deese and Cleary for the the tour.
I think so. And I think, look, if you wanted to give DC the first crack of it,
I think you
and
do.
then, you put it this way, we know Cleary he's going to kill it. But if you want to say to DCE, look, mate, you're captain of Queensland, you killed it, you've killed it for us as well. You get the first crack, and then as soon as DCE, if he struggles a bit, boom, you put Cleary straight in.
Yeah.
Or maybe Cleary comes off the bench. Joey Johns was a 9 and a 14.
Correct.
One of the great nines all time.
One of the great nines.
He was under Kamali at one point. Now, we're looking at Corey Oates right now. It is 12-6 to the Melbourne Storm. 16 minutes left in the first half. Punters and dribblers. Corey Oates, an attractive individual. It's got nothing to do with the way he plays, but just to look at a man with he's got a little bit of a cut over an eye, but he's got some really protruding veins in both biceps. A vascular individual. How do we see him as a sexual entity for all three of us?
I think if he plays the country card, like I'm just a country lad, then I think it can work. City, I don't know if it works for him. To be honest.
I agree.
Well, can I give you an analogy? If
look at that,
that's a good hit.
If the love of my life,
Jake Turpin,
was to find herself in a position where Corey Oates, vascular individual, walks into the room, he's protruding, he's got no shirt on, and she's alone.
Six-pack City,
and I'm, let's say that I'm interstate, and Corey was to make a move, looking to sow, if you will. How would I feel about that? Now, off the jump, I'm upset, I'm devastated, I'm angry. But if I'm given the lay of the land, Denon, I think that I come to understand the situation she was in, an impossible situation.
Impossible.
Whereby a protruding, vascular, gorgeous man puts it on, looking to sow oats.
Yeah,
I think
you let it go, right?
I think you let it go. I think you let it play on.
Do you reckon he plays with the oats word? Would you? Like
I think you put the whistle back in the pocket, and I think you let it play on.
Yeah, he's like, let me sow some Corey. 1300 01 11 70 if you want to have your say about Corey Oates' vascularity. As the Storm just go over there, hard to know if that. Well, it's been given a try on field, punters and dribblers. Nolfa on the left wing. It was a bit of a scramble, a schmozzle. Balls popped out, much like an old pair of undies. We're not sure where they went and where they came from, but it has been given a try on field.
Can I ask the panel this? How do we feel about Munster's balayage?
And for those of you less sort of au fait with the hairstyle, balayage, where it goes from brown to a blonde.
Yes, that's right.
I love it. Denon, how do you feel about it, mate?
Well, I'm hurting. We're just watching this. The Broncos get another try scored against them. They're losing the contact. Melbourne Storm are getting way too many offloads. Look at that. How can you get an offload with 3 blokes on him?
But the balayage.
The balayage? I love it. I'm hating it right now, but I usually love it. Look, it's Cam Munster. He can move whatever he wants to move if he wants to move it.
Now, I don't know if those if you're listening and you watch About Even and you're a supporter of mine, then maybe you're pumped about North Aluma scoring. That's all I'll say.
For those of you who don't even know what About Even is, that is also the sports betting show that we do, which is on YouTube. You can find it at Hello Sport YouTube, not important. But
Is
that
When you talk about going from the S house to the penthouse,
Yeah.
the poo house.
We
the
talk
penthouse.
about that all the time.
yeah,
The outhouse to the penthouse.
The outhouse to the penthouse.
Did you see him being interviewed? Like, do you want to go? Do you want to stay here? He's like, no comment.
No
He
comment. Then
couldn't
he
have-
started laughing.
I loved that comment.
Man,
I get if you're a Tigers fan, you don't love that comment, but if you are anyone other than the Tigers fan, like, as if you wouldn't want to stay at the Storm coming from the Tigers.
Imagine how happy he is after every game.
Dude,
Like, he just loving life.
knowing you're going to play finals after never even having a sniff of it.
It's
really.
one of the all-time outhouse to penthouses
Yeah.
we've ever seen.
Seriously. And Nick Meaney pumping it in from the
You know,
sideline.
you know what it's like? It's like
18-6 to the Storm, 13 minutes to go, first half. Horny rugby league if you are south of the border.
it's almost like if you were to leave your little shack out in the woods and walk out to the outhouse just, to drop the kids off, and you're reading the paper, and then as you leave the outhouse, you realise that the cottage has been replaced by a mansion. Okay? And
Yeah.
you walk in and, good morning, Mr. Simpson. Your breakfast's ready by the pool.
And Bellyache is shirtless,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
putting the
cooking.
last brick on.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he's cooking.
Oh, he's cooking.
Can I sit you down?
Oh, that
Would you like to
bath,
put your
Eddie,
robe
that,
on?
That little tub that you had to share with all of your families, that's
Yeah.
a pool now.
Yeah.
Now you have a pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
shower-
that bath you were
Yeah.
sharing with your sister, you don't have to do that anymore.
No. We now have a pool and a shower.
Those hand-me-down boots you've been wearing all year?
No.
We have new boots at
No,
store.
we have
They've
new
been
boots.
replaced,
Wait,
yeah.
guess what? You've all got your own bedroom.
That's right.
How's
you don't have
that?
to sleep on the floor anymore.
Boy, you've got a hallway now, guys. How's that?
And our players dance on tables.
Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? You don't have to go by candlelight anymore. You've got electricity.
You ever heard of that?
That must be how David Norfoluma feels.
Mate,
Yeah.
I tell you what, Big Nas on the edge is real headache material.
He played on the edge last week. He got man of the
Oh,
match
man.
last week.
Seriously. It's just perfect.
He's
He
too big for the
yeah,
edge.
He's literally too big.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, he is,
Oh.
but he got man of the match
That's
last
No,
week.
but
on the
I'm not
edge.
saying he's too big. I'm saying he's
too big. Okay, I get you now. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'd agree with that.
If you're a centre or a fringe back rower trying to tackle that boy, you're like, mate, no, not interested.
Oh,
There it is. The country lad. Corey Oates.
if we
Corey
can go back
Oates.
to the collars quickly,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the collars now? You're down 18-6.
yeah.
Look,
That's a great question.
the collar is timeless. No score could take away what the collar means to rugby league. I think that we can all agree on that. I mean, look at Moonley.
Well, that's not fair.
What does that
That's
mean?
not. That's not.
You have one of the all-time collared shirts and use it terrible.
Sorry. Someone
How
said.
many spoons have you won? How many spoons have you won?
Look, maybe
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, son!
Oh, who's
Toby
there?
Hetherington is
Give it
away.
to Corey Oates. Give it to Corey Oates, not because of anything
Hold it.
to
Be
do with.
patient.
Oh, give it to Corey Oates. It doesn't matter if you don't, but I would like it if you did.
I'm not going to ask you twice.
I'm
but-
not going to send it there. Oh, no, Ezra, ma'am. Yes, great pass. Not to the right side.
Oh! Was that a coat hanger?
That's a penalty try.
Wow.
Was that a
That's not a
penalty
penalty
try?
try.
Penalty
That's a penalty
try,
try.
Denon!
That's a penalty try. Send him
Denon.
off. That was the most professional. He came with a suit on. It was unprofessional.
Denon, we
No.
we bring you in for measured commentary.
Yeah,
Measured
measured.
commentary.
Now listen, it wasn't a professional foul, but it was a
Look at that.
professional.
One of
Oh.
the most professional fouls I've ever
No,
seen.
no, no,
That's all chest, baby.
You got to understand, there's a difference. There's a professional foul and there's a professional foul, and that foul was from a professional.
It was high. Nearly took his head off.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It
that
was
And
was
it
a
was
foul.
late, and he would have scored.
For those of you listening on SEN and around the globe, the Broncos did have a pretty impressive break there as we look at Reynolds' Post Malone tattoo on his thigh, understated and elegant and very confusing. The Broncos made a break, and then someone took Reynolds' head off, but it wasn't that bad. So now we
His
got the
head
Broncos.
literally nearly came off.
Broncos attacking the
Go
line
at the
of
back,
the Storm.
Hetherington. Oh my God.
Denon, I don't want to rattle the cage,
Yeah.
but I want to point something out. Someone has just said that Denon is both tanned and pale at the same time, like a weak cup of tea. What do you say to Alpha Red?
Look, he can have that opinion. I like to think that I'm just mixed of all the beautiful things.
An Earl Grey.
Look, I'm an ill grey right now.
Ill grey.
Oh, there it is. Hot boy central.
Oh, he's lost
knocked
it. He's
on.
lost it.
Ezra Mann breaks the line and then knocks it on as he hits the ground. Basically, no one touched him. Ezra looks good in a Broncos jersey.
He
He
looks good.
Does. He does look good in
Oh,
a
he's got a
Broncos
set of eyes on him too. Nice,
he?
light hazel.
Look at this. So
Don't do that.
Oh, no, Ezra.
Just got to be patient there, young one. I'm still pretty happy.
Il
Would
Grey's
you-
one of the great calls, just by
Il
the way.
Grey's
That was
hilarious.
fantastic. That was off the rip.
If you were brought in to the Broncos setup this time of year, August, whatever it is, to help sort of prepare the youth of the Broncos setup for finals football, September football, you played a bit of that yourself.
Well,
What are you telling them?
1 year.
Yeah, a bit. I said a bit.
Like, very minimal. Look, you know what I'm telling them? I'm telling them, guess what, kids? These are all footballers. Move the football around. That's what I'd say.
Oh, is that what you'd say?
Yeah. If you said that, I'm not paying you.
Yeah, you're probably not getting paid.
You're definitely not getting paid. Simple
Well,
as that.
people get paid to say that. Trust me.
Okay.
What do you make
Weedless.
of like the coach whisperer? And I don't mean him specifically, but just
No.
coach whisperers in general.
People that sell snake oil.
Look, I'm of the traditional old school variety. Get there, Oatsy. Oh, no, that's a 40-20.
Oh, Oatsy knocked it in. Oatsy knocked it in.
Get out, run, get low.
Go
Get
to
low,
Mary.
baby.
You
Get
can get.
low.
I could have got out of the fucking
Yes.
goal. Oh, I could have got out of the in goal there. Hopefully, we
Yep.
didn't get.
Dump. There's a dump right
Don't
there.
dump it.
Dump it.
Dump it.
Dump it.
Don't dump it, you cowards.
Disgraceful. Unprofessional.
Don't dump it.
Are
Disgraceful.
we down the line tonight? Are we down the line tonight?
I can't hear. Mark, let me know down the line if you dumped us. I hope you didn't.
Didn't need to.
What I will say, though, is fantastic there from Corey Oates. Working all the way to the end. I mean, look, 18-6. If we can get a try, I'm happy with this first half. I really
Are
am.
you happy with this first?
If we can get a try, 18-12.
Yeah, right. So if you get a try, you're happy with the half.
Yeah, I think so.
Storm have 64% possession. How does that make you feel?
Well, that's why I'd be happy with the half.
Well, if you scored.
If we scored.
I'm just saying right now.
Even 18-6, you know, look, who cares? Boys, as long as we
cares?
make the 8, who
Oh,
cares?
really? Wow.
Okay.
Okay, that's a defeatist attitude if ever I've heard it.
Mate, enjoy yourself, boys.
So mediocrity is now acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess
live-
if you're Brisbane, it always
Live,
has
laugh, love, all that kind of stuff.
been. Yeah.
Go to Bali.
Go to Bali.
Yeah, bring
yeah.
Nas with you.
Yeah, no, I get that.
How much do you reckon Nas could charge to go to Bali as a bodyguard for people?
You could charge a lot.
Look, if I was feeling vulnerable and I needed to know that my family would be protected, Nas, I think, if I just had to throw a number out there, and I will, $5,000 a day.
Yeah, I'd pay that. I mean, I can't afford it right now, but I'd pay it.
No, well, you definitely could afford it.
It,
but,
like, imagine you're rolling in. Imagine you're rolling in the pennies, rolling in the Benjamins.
as in like bloke-based pennies. Bloke-induced,
They
bloke in a
don't
bar
exist
induced
yet.
pennies.
5 7's 35, as if you're not spending $35,000 on Nas to protect your family around the clock. As if you're not doing that.
No, it's smart money.
Look,
It's smart. What?
that's
Okay, can I
smart
ask you
money.
this?
Hopefully in 20
What
years.
price would you put on your wife's safety?
Look, there is no price.
No, there isn't.
There is no
So
price.
35
But when
probably
you
comes
don't-
in skinny.
Well, when you don't have
Especially
35 bloke-based pennies.
Well, but you do, so I think that's okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
sell
I'd, be
down.
dressed,
Yeah,
I'd dress
yeah.
a lot nicer and have a nicer car.
No,
if
I
had that
disagree.
cash.
I disagree.
I wear my own merch all the time.
Bloke in a bar, more like bloke in a pile of cash.
Just I'm just a battler from the country.
yeah,
Trying to make it work, mate.
From country Gold Coast.
I'm just a country battler in the big smoke trying to make it work.
1300 01 1170 if you want to ask Denon how much he's worth.
Calls flooding in at the moment.
Calls flooding in. Too many. The phone box is blowing up.
Look, Broncos here in the attacking half of the Melbourne Storm in their 20.
18-6.
18-6. I mean, it's going to sound obvious, but if they can score here, they're back in the game.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Silky.
here we go.
Hold it.
Selwyn.
Oh, that's Silky. Oh, no, sir.
Wow, that was mate.
That's great by Munster.
It was great. It was great footy all round, wasn't it? Broncos
Selwyn.
got Selwyn
Ooh.
on the outside. He's dropped a gorgeous grubber in, and then Munster's managed to box him out.
He's kind of cute though at the same
Selwyn?
time. Yeah, he's a little cute.
Oh, no,
Because he's young.
He's
Yeah.
cute. He's young and cute.
Little cutie, but he's also a monster on the field.
Yes.
Look at this finesse.
Look
Oh,
at that.
he
That's
probably could have kept
gorgeous.
running. I know it's easy to say that in hindsight, but this is beautiful. Look at this is.
Oh,
Munster.
well, he's working. He's working. He's
Oh! Wow. That's closer than it should have been for
Yeah.
Selwyn.
Imagine he got that.
He almost
That's
got
a great
that.
play by Munster.
I wonder
though.
if they look at that. No, there's no way you give that a try, is there? Surely.
I mean, we're robbed if we don't. Oh,
Ah.
typical. Broncos get no calls. ever.
18-6 Melbourne, 5 minutes 34 to go in the first half. Selwyn
he
went
coulda
as
kept
close
going
as
there.
you could have gone.
Oh,
Bro, I mean, their tries have probably sillier tries have been given.
yeah,
Sillier
absolutely.
tries have been given.
I'm like, okay, we're down 18-6, but I think the Broncos have done really well to withstand the onslaught where we were on our own line for quite a while.
Yeah,
Get back
you
into
certainly have been. The Broncos of 2021
Oh.
are in the pits of hell right
Do you know
now.
that Melbourne Storm have a better win ratio at the Suncorp Stadium than Broncos do?
We are aware, yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
It's incredible.
Look at Harry here. Bang. Looking, searching,
He's so
probing.
dangerous.
He's
It's
just so good.
all the time.
He's just thick and strong and good.
And he's also, like, if you ever wanted a beach surfy chill, you know, like there's chill, but then there's beach surfy chill?
Yeah.
He's down
No,
that
he's
level.
definitely. He's sandy feet, sandy
Yeah.
hair. You get home from the beach, you air dry.
Yep.
He's an air dried pair of board shorts.
He could leave the beach and not take a shower
Do you
and
reckon-
be comfortable. That's
do you
how it
reckon
is.
we
That's
could-
forward pass.
Oh,
It's not a forward pass.
Storm.
Oh,
he
he's
can't
saying,
take over
mate,
the
oh,
line.
yeah, you went to Storm. Here, I'm going to dominate you over
Yeah.
the line.
What do you think about this nickname for Harry Grant? The Alien.
The
The
alien.
alien.
Do you know why?
Why?
He probes.
Oh, my God. I love it.
No, I like it.
I
too.
love it.
Do we like that?
I like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea where you're going. I'm
Yeah,
like, what
neither
is
did I.
this
I was
idiot
like,
saying?
what? I was trying to think, like, does he have an alien head? Not really.
He probes.
He does, though.
No, he
He
does.
does. No, it's a great call.
He probes.
That is a great call.
Call the number 1300 11
01 11 70.
whatever.
If you've got a better nickname than that,
Or if you've ever been probed.
or if you've ever been probed.
Call in if you've been probed.
Send in your probe stories. 1 finger, 2 fingers. How many probes have you had?
Or on the footy
1300
field.
Or on the footy field.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corey Norman and John Opawati of Oil Change fame. 1300 01 11 70 is the number to call.
Wow.
Again, calls banking up, overwhelming the
No,
switchboard.
Yeah.
We're just choosing not to take him.
No,
because we're waiting for the perfect one.
Well, we're
opted-
busy.
We've opted against taking the calls
We're busy.
until they make sense. You know
We're
what I
busy.
mean? Like,
I wonder, could you reverse charge call a radio station?
definitely. Definitely.
Oh, he's left.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
no,
Well done from the
God.
Mad Dog.
He got that right because, as Phil Gould
He's-
says, let the ball bounce and you invite disappointment into your life.
But, like, he's the kind of guy that can let it bounce. You know, everything goes his way.
everything goes his way.
You know, like, mates that you, like, they have a slap on the pokies, boom, they win. They
Yeah.
go,
Everything happens.
everything happens for them.
They can dance well.
he
Yep.
can get away with belliage, for God's sake.
Yes,
If I walked into the
exactly.
podcast next week and I was rocking belliage, you'd go, dear God,
Well,
what
we'd
have you
ask
done?
You
Yeah,
know
we'd
what?
ask
Actually, I think if you tanned up a bit, not ill grey tan, but if you tanned up a bit, I reckon you might be able to rock a bit of blonde.
I think in horizontal season, Denon,
Yep.
you may allow me to get away with it, but it's still August. That's
okay.
my concern.
Yeah.
Big horizontal season for you boys.
It's huge horizontal
Stay
season
tuned.
coming
Stay
up.
tuned for horizontal
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Can I
Big
tell you something,
horizontal
Denon?
season
There
coming up.
hasn't been a bigger horizontal season than the upcoming horizontal season in the history of horizontal seasons.
I back it. I
And
back it.
for those at home, Eddie, that don't know, can you just give them a bit more of an insight into horizontal season, when it starts, when it finishes,
So-
what it's all about?
So horizontal season, punters and dribblers, those listening along at SEN on the radios in the cars, enjoying the stream. Horizontal season officially begins November, the first Tuesday in November, which is Melbourne Cup Day. Oh, try time! Belliage.
Belliage Munster gets over.
Harry Grant's too good.
Harry Grant of
Have I
Alien.
got a Storm, Nofaluma, and a Munster? I'm not talking punny. I'm just talking
You're
like
just talking about do you
blokes
have
I
these-
like.
Yeah,
Blokes
yeah,
you
guys
back.
you
yeah,
like.
blokes I
back.
like. I
Can
think I
ask
do.
you, do we have Regan from Marrickville? Is he on the line or is he already hung up? Regan, how you doing, brah? What's
Is this
going
Regan
on?
Campbell-Gillard?
Is it Regan Campbell-Gillard? Okay, good. What's happening, mate? What can we do for you?
a problem this year. I'm thinking the Broncos, as much as I like the collar, the Broncos change a jersey late in the season. What are the thoughts?
That's a great question. Broncos change a jersey, didn't
It shows bravery. We're going up against the Melbourne Storm, best team in the last 20 years, and we're willing to change a jersey because we don't believe in the woo-woo stuff that Manly do.
Right.
I think, to be honest, I think this year, guys, you out woo-wooed yourself.
We're just talking about you here because you are losing 22-6, 38
Yeah,
seconds
look,
to go
if we
first
lose,
half.
we'll bounce back, and we won't blame it on a jersey, that's for sure.
Well, okay. And Regan, who do you support, if you don't mind me probing in such an intrusive
If you don't mind getting
manner?
probed.
Yeah, can I probe you?
I'll take a probing, guys. I'm a Raiders.
You're a Raiders fan.
Right.
I was happy to see the Manly boys fall off, and it is good to see the Broncos guys already out of the game early because that also gives me hope that those boys fall off.
Yes.
Knowing that the Roosters are in good form, but yeah, we're chasing.
We're chasing. Look,
there's still a lot of hope.
Would you agree with the assertion that the Broncos give up as soon as the going gets tough?
Mate. The going got tough after the first try.
Yeah, exactly right.
I saw it in their eyes, mate.
All right, well, Regan, thank you very much for your call, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Regan.
bro. Thank you.
We've got another call coming through. Greg from Kingsford. Shout out to Kingsford Maccas, not a sponsor, but I do want to just let them know that I appreciate their long blacks of a morning. Greg from Kingsford, how are you? What are you doing?
Yeah, good, fellas. Yourself? Just watching a bit of footy.
Yeah.
Love it.
What can we do for you?
Just speaking of the horizontal season, I'm just wondering if you got any stories about the most horizontal you've ever been.
Wow, that's a great question.
Can I tell you about a story about the most horizontal I've ever seen a man?
Go.
I'll tell you this. We were out on the farm once, and we were crutching, right? And my brother was
What's
doing
crutching? Give
no, actually we were
halftime 24-6 Melbourne.
Sorry, we were shearing lambs, and my brother, who was doing very, very little, took it upon himself to go for a bit of a nap, and he laid on a wool bale, right?
Yeah.
And they sort of curve a little bit like that, and his head was so far beyond the horizontal that you could argue it was dangerous for his organs.
The blood heading to the head.
Blood heading, and he laid there and was asleep for like 4 or 5 hours. He was so horizontal that if it wasn't my brother and I knew that he was okay, I would have called the hospital because it was deplorable how horizontal he was.
The most horizontal I've got, and it's more all the metaphorical horizontal. After the Warriors, was going back to the Broncos, and it'd been a tough year. Just a tough year mentally. Well, tough you get dropped from first grade and then they brush you.
Yeah,
They tell you.
that's tough.
I just needed context.
Yeah. Anyway, so we went away. I went away to Hawaii for like a week, and before I went away, I was fit as anything. When I went there, I ate like honestly, just didn't even think about what I was eating. I went back to the Broncos, walked straight in, and the health and fitness guy, the head guy, literally said, "Holy S," and then he immediately put me into the gym and towed me up for an hour because I was so fat.
So this guy's gone. We need an emergency
toweling. Plus, they put me in fat squad for the whole off season.
So were you craned out of your home?
Pretty much. I mean,
Jerry Springer did a special
Jerry
on
Springer
Dennis.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, they got him craned. I broke my knee once, and I basically was on the floor of my mother's living room on a mattress. Vegan cigarettes and antibiotics for about 7 weeks.
Is that when you had shingles?
No, I got shingles after that. But that was the most horizontal I've ever been because literally I couldn't get up because of the pain that would come when my knee would be flushed.
You know what I've been thinking about doing for you, and I know we're on a call, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Shout out to Greg, still waiting.
Shout out to Greg.
Shout out to you, Greg.
Shout out to Kingsford Maccas.
I feel like I could put you forward for a Guinness World Record. The Guinness World Record being a human being to have caught the most known diseases.
And continue to thrive. Who's been able to push through them all? You know what I mean? Like the most resilient human ever. Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying of all the people I know, you've caught the most diseases, and it's not even close.
And continue to push on though, right?
Well, you're still turning up.
Yeah, I'm still turning up.
Yeah. You don't look great.
One of the great turner-uppers of all time.
Who was the caller? Who's that caller?
Greg? Is it Greg?
Greg?
Yeah, Greg.
Greg, you still here?
Right, yeah. Still here, boys.
Yeah. Can you tell me how horizontal you've been? Like, what's the most horizontal you've ever been?
Oh, most horizontal.
Yeah.
Break after the stories, guys.
15, 16 years old. Got to the party, found a 10-litre goon sack on the ground. So, you did it, let's go. And anyway, drank the goon sack, was dancing. Woke up about 2 hours later and run into the bus stop because cops were coming to shut the party down and realised that I have been robbed and pissed on.
Greg! Greg!
Oh, wow.
Punters, dribblers, if you're listening on SEN, we will be back after this short commercial break. Shout out to Greg from Kingsford. Shout out to Greg from Kingsford.
Robbed and pissed on.
Yeah, if you're watching on the YouTube, the Hello Sport YouTube, we'll continue, but we'll be back after this break on SEN.
That is all time.
Oh, my God, dude.
Robbed
Greg.
and pissed on.
Greg. Shout out to Greg, dude.
Mate, one of the all-time yarns
That's
there.
fantastic.
Dude, I'm a big Greg guy.
Are we in break? I can't hear anything. Are we on break from SEN? Yeah, good. Wow, dude. Robbed and pissed on.
I mean, talk about the disrespect. You take
Grabbing those
Hey, you're going to take my wallet. Like, you don't need to piss on me.
Jesus. Have some respect.
Jeez, I'm going to...
Nah, I'm all good, bro.
Yeah, I'll have one.
The reason why I was late is because I had to walk here from the house.
Why?
Because my missus was supposed to drop me off,
Yeah.
and then the Uber Eats was taking too long.
Yep.
And so we were playing chicken, like, oh, would we make it back in time? And I just said, you know what, I'll go the big lift, darling. I'll
Yeah,
walk.
and
Don't
you
worry
ran.
about me. I jogged a little bit, and I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe not the best. It's being that I'm grey ill right now. Ill grey,
Ill Grey.
probably not the best.
Ill Grey.
Ill grey. I actually don't feel that bad, to be honest.
Can I be honest? You look pretty good.
Yeah, I don't feel that bad. I have had like codgel, fair bit of codgel.
You've had some
Not
codgel?
heaps, but just to clear her up, clear the nozzle up. I need to fix my deviated septum, I think,
Why have you got a
Because-
deviated septum?
because I've broken my nose so many times. And then, so what they do is like when you break your nose, and they can set it back like after it happens. But
Yeah.
if they don't set it back straight away, it's harder to get it back in. So a few times they've set it back straight away, and then a few times they haven't. And so what they say basically, like, you can go and get your nose fixed, but you're probably going to break it again anyway.
Yep.
So wait until the end of your career. But then the end of the career comes around, and I'm like, didn't do it. And now the insurance has lapsed, like, so I can't get the Broncos to pay for it because I'm obviously not with the Broncos anymore, even though it happened then.
Yep.
Whereas you've got to get it within like 6 months after retiring. And so now it's just like, costs too much.
So how deviated are you?
Well, I can't really breathe up that side.
You can't breathe up that side at all.
Not really, no. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Full deviation.
Oh, he's fully deviated,
Yeah.
punters and dribblers. He's beyond deviated. Oh, bro, you're deviated.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But that's what I have to deal with day in day out, and that's why I've got mental toughness.
Is that what inspires you every day?
Yeah. To earn enough.
Back on air, 8:55:40. Tom, that's your job, mate. You got a couple of minutes. I'm going to have a quick little...
$8.55.40,
Got some questions in the YouTubes. Thought
Well,
the
we've
beak
got-
provided maximum airflow. No, it doesn't. Luke Harlem, it absolutely doesn't. Matty giving Denon Waterboy flu. Yeah, I actually think...
I think it might be, dude.
but it's nowhere near as bad.
He
Matty got
sounds-
it 14 days ago,
He sounds disgraceful.
whereas I literally got it yesterday, and I'm already sweet. But that's what you call genetics and dominant
Well,
genetics.
I will say, when we were doing the Dirty Merger podcast, I heard the slightest hint of a blocked nose coming on for you, and I was like, oh, I wonder
Oh,
if...
really? It was starting to sting a bit, but I was like, maybe it's just like my allergies.
But it's funny, right? Like, what time we coming back? 1 minute. you just think about now the world we live in where it's like, as you said, right, you let us know you're feeling a bit crook, whereas like usually like play on, who gives a shit.
Yeah.
But it's the world we live in now where it's like, oh, I probably should let someone know.
100%. 100%.
Or even, I heard someone talking about bowling. Just going bowling, and it was like, oh, you're just jamming fingers into these holes that don't get what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I thought about the concept of that, and I was like, that is ridiculous.
How crazy...
Lachlan, can you just come hold the time up for us?
I've become so much more aware of germs now, whereas like I feel like pre the Rona, I feel like that I didn't care. Like for example, if
I didn't care at all.
Oh, give me that drink. Yep, drink out. You know what I mean? Didn't care at all. Now I'm always like, ooh, better. Did I touch that? Did I not touch that?
Woo up, get off me. What are you doing? Welcome back, punters, dribblers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages. You are listening to Hello Sport live stream on SEN. We are watching the Brisbane Broncos versus the Melbourne Storm. We are in halftime. Tom here from Hello Sport joining me. Denon Kemp. How are you, Denon?
Mate, I'm fantastic. Look, not the best start for us, not the best start, but I can feel one of the great comebacks all time coming on. I can feel it.
Can you really feel it at 24-6 to the Storm? You guys have done. You've barely fired a shot.
Now look, I was going to wait till Eddie came back, but I've just received one of the greatest licks all time. Message from Cam Smith.
As in Cam Smith.
Cam Smith, and all it says is 13 plus.
Is Cam watching us, or is he just watching the game?
Well, I think he'd be there commentating. So at half time. So Cam Smith's given me a great licking, 13 plus.
Shout out to Cam for listening in. We appreciate that, Cam. I hope you're well. I hope the family's well. Obviously, we haven't caught up with Cam yet, but I am very excited about the time we do get to. 13 pluses. I mean,
well, it's a good. What do you say?
20
you know what I did say? I said
20 plus.
I can feel one of the great comebacks all time coming on.
Now, punters and dribblers, we are in halftime. What we do have this halftime is a giveaway. We do it every time we do a live stream, and it's Titanic trivia. Eddie, the other half of Hello Sport, obsessed with Titanic. He has trivia ready to go. But before we go to Eddie, I want to go to Sam from Canberra, the nation's capital, swallowed by New South Wales. It's also known as Geppetto, who is the father of Pinocchio, who is swallowed by a whale. Sam from Canberra, how are you going? What are you doing? How's Canberra?
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my phone call. Just want to congratulate all three of you on your success this year, and you guys are bringing lots of smiles and laughs to me all throughout this year, man. So just congratulations and thank you for what you guys have done.
Thanks, bro.
Just want to say, go the Cowboys. Go the Cowboys. Yes, I know I live in Canberra, but that's all right. I just wanted to ask, just a quick vibe question. Rabbits Cowboys blockbuster next Saturday. What's the vibe? Early vibe.
Ooh, well, Eddie is the master of vibe.
That is a blockbuster next Saturday. Rabbits, cows, Eddie. How do you see that? If you were to close your eyes.
What's the vibe?
Go pre-con.
If I'm
Minority Report.
Where is it? Where's the game?
A core.
It's at a core.
Which is a horrible stadium. No disrespect.
It's one of the worst stadiums of all time. But be that as it may, I saw enough last night out of the Rabbits and out of Latrell to think that there is big trouble coming the way of the Cowboy. I don't think the Cowboy does well south of the border. I don't have stats to hand. I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have stats
at all.
At all. All I have is vibe, sir. And all I can give you is a vibe assessment. And I fear for the Cowboy that comes south of the border and runs into a Latrell Mitchell. That's all I can feel. That's all I can say.
A swashbuckling Latrell Mitchell.
Did you see the nut he gave last night?
Which one? Which one?
Well, when he's bang, contact, jaws,
Lifts
man,
the arm
bang,
up.
round the corner. Was it Cody Walker?
It was Cody Walker.
Bang,
I
try
was
time.
watching the commentary, and I can't remember who I was
Ridiculous.
listening to, but they were like, watching the slow-mo version does absolutely zero justice to how hectic that ball was. When you actually look at it in full speed, to see his ability to intentionally cock the arm up Don't dump me. Cock the arm up's fine. Cock the arm up before passing the ball. Like the speed at which he did that was ridiculous.
But I will say, my vibe is actually
Thank you, Sam, for your call.
Cowboys. I think Cowboys.
You think so? I don't think so.
Cowboys get the W. Cowboys look really, really good early. Yes, it was against the Warriors, but they got Nanai, Leilua on either edge, absolutely killing it. Dearden was fantastic. Drinkwater is hot as anything.
Against the Warriors, though, does that change?
But you're not in charge of vibe, though.
No, I'm not.
No, but he's giving his own vibe.
I'm giving my own vibe, or is it like you?
No, but you're like critical thought, whereas I'm.
No, but I'm allowing Denon to try and exercise vibe.
Can I exercise vibe, or I can only exercise?
No, he can exercise.
No, you
vibe.
can try.
Okay, I can try. The feeling I get is that the Rabbitohs lost to a side without Fisher Harris, Cleary, Luai, and although they were solid at times, and although they probably should have won the match because they bombed a few tries, I think the Cowboys, they're looking very, very good.
Interesting. Now, I'm going to round this out in a vibe-based way and say you've both made compelling arguments, but just my natural proclivity is to lean towards South. So I think South win it. Now, Eddie, we are obviously coming to the end of halftime, but Eddie's Titanic halftime trivia.
Yep.
As the Storm take the field at 24-6 for the kick of the second half. What is your Titanic
What
trivia?
are they getting, Tom? What are they getting?
They're getting...
Set the scene.
They're getting a one-of-a-kind Hello Sport Dior hoodie, a do-your-own-research hoodie.
And
they're getting a punters and dribblers hat.
Oh, another one?
Well, we don't have many hats.
Gee.
You
didn't have to give him a hat, though.
Well, what else was I going to give him?
The yet to be released, to be discussed.
No. They're getting a Dior hoodie and a punters and dribblers hat. Now, if you want to answer the question, 1300 01 1170. We might take a call today.
Are we taking a call?
We might take a call for the answer. 1300 01 1170.
We'll take one call. If they don't get it
We're
right,
going to take a
then
call
we're going
first.
on.
The first thing we take is a call, 1300 01 1170 for your chance to win a Dior hoodie and a punters and dribblers hat. Eddie, we are also taking answers on the Hello Sport YouTube channel.
Yep.
What is the Titanic quiz?
Look, the Titanic quiz has become world famous. Let's start there. A Titanic quiz is one of the great quizzes of all time, if not the greatest quiz ever invented by mankind. Let's start there. Now I'm going to set the scene for the punter and the dribbler.
As we kick off the second half.
Picture this. An inquisitive young Rose DeWitt-Bucator is taking a leisurely stroll around top deck. She's joined by her fiancé, Cal Halladin. He's a loser.
Played by Billy Zane.
Incomparable
Billy
Billy Zane. Cal Hartley, I believe his name is. Now, Rose is inquisitive and she likes to ask questions, the tough questions. Now, you've got to consider this. In 1912, the tough questions rarely asked by females. That's what sets her apart from her male counterparts, is that you've got a spicy, intelligent, inquisitive young female.
Beautiful.
Asking the tough stuff. Now, she says to Thomas Andrews, Denon, the shipbuilder, okay, a very intelligent gentleman, but also someone with a warm heart and...
Oh, as the Broncos knock it on, as the Storm attack the line. Sorry, Edward Grubber from Jerome Hughes.
That's all right. I've got all...
and Jordan Ricky knocks that on.
I've got all the time in the world.
Oh, Tomato Martin, sorry.
All the time in the world.
Jordan.
How you feeling, Denon?
Well, because he's hot.
Sorry?
How you feeling?
Look, I'm hurting. I will say
First play of the half.
I will say that the Broncos, they will not give in. I will say this. There's no way that the Storm score again this half.
Okay. We'll take that as a comment. Now...
Back to Titanic trivia.
Back to me.
Wait, let's give the Storm a chance to attack you, because I don't want you to be loading up on Rose DeWitt-Bucator stats.
Well, it's sort of...
You know what I mean? Here we go. Storm on the attack, out the back to Meany from
easy.
Jerome Hughes.
Oh,
wow.
Look at
6
this
again
photo.
as well.
I wish we could get this up, but...
Oh, gee willikers.
Are you serious, bro?
Gee willikers.
Oh, my
I
God.
can't get on the camera.
Gee willikers. Denon's holding up to the camera. If you're watching it, about to look at this, cut to this camera, Tobler. Are you on, Denon? Hold it back, Denon. If you are listening on radio, it's not going to be the same, unfortunately.
Not focusing.
Oh, Harry Grant goes over. Harry Grant goes over for the Storm. The Broncos, a la the Broncos, absolute bed poo. They can't play rugby league. There's a big old Denon Kemp curse. My God. Denon refused to eat muesli bars in the nude on our podcast, and the hens are coming home to roost.
Shout out to Wes Wally, who said, "Who cares about Rose? She's dead. I'm alive, and I'm desperate for a punters and dribblers."
That's not a try. That's not a try.
Did he not get it down?
Nah, telling Porkies.
What's Alien doing? Look at this seed from Alien. Bang.
It's probing.
He's probing.
probing.
Oh, is he
He's
probing?
Try!
Probing.
Held
That's
up.
the
What are
Alien.
you
No,
talking about, Denon?
Robbed.
Come on, dude. I think we said this on a previous live stream, though. Harry Grant, who we love dearly here, looks like he would have been one of the naughtiest kids of all time. He would have got you in trouble. Harry Grant would have got you in trouble and would have told lies. I think Harry would have lied as a kid.
He's got a try and 2 try assists as a hooker.
Yeah.
So good. It's a
He
joke.
would have lied about what he could do. He'd be like, "Oh, I could do a wheelie for 100 metres." Okay, Harry.
And then he actually does it.
And then he actually could do it. Eddie, I'd like for you to continue with your Titanic trivia, please, whenever you get a moment. So Rose on the deck. She's with Billy Zane.
So Rose is on the deck,
And she's
okay,
with the maker
and
of
she's
the ship.
and she's with the ship builder, okay, Thomas Andrews. Now she says to Thomas Andrews, because she's inquisitive, she's done an eye. She's eye tested the amount of lifeboats. To which she says to Thomas Andrews, "Forgive me,
Mr. Andrews.
forgive me, but I've done the sum in my head, and the lifeboats aboard times the capacity." Something like that. I'm sort of semi-paraphrasing. It seems to me that there aren't enough lifeboats aboard for everyone. To which Thomas Andrews says,
What? Now, 1300-01-1170, we are taking calls first.
calls first. There'll be one call first. And look, if you've got the balls to call up and answer, then you'll win.
1300-01-1170 is the number to call for a Hello Sport Dior hoodie and a Punters and Dribblers hat. I will say this, the Punters and Dribblers hat, the most sought-after hat in the Hello Sport universe and the most scarce.
One was sold the other day for $900, so there
Which
you go.
is ridiculous, but it was.
What, on eBay or something?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
$900.
ridiculous.
900.
Wow.
That's just
And I'm giving one out for free if you work that blower.
You know what you should do?
You gonna work that blower?
Next drop, you should, like, put the price as $900, but then be like discount and put it at the normal
Discount, yeah,
price.
discount 30
Because that's what it's actually worth.
That's
$900.
actually, yeah, that's a great point.
And so that's
All
what
right,
you're doing
we've got a
$100.
call here. Ryan from Brisbane. Ryan, what is the answer to Eddie's halftime Titanic quiz?
It's been a while, but I'm taking a stab here. Is
Okay.
it, I'm sorry I didn't build you a stronger ship, Rose?
Okay, you've got your scenes mixed up. You've got your scenes mixed up. I think what you'll find, Ryan, is that when Leo playing Jack Dawson and Kate Winslet playing Rose DeWitt Bukator have come up from the lower decks because she's been saving his life because he's been chained to a pole. They come up through the lower decks and they see Mr. Andrews, who's sitting, I believe, in the first class saloon.
He's leaning against
and he's leaning against the clock, and he apologised for not building a stronger ship.
That's already has the ship sinking, Ryan. So I appreciate you coming in there, but no, that is incorrect. I'll
take another call.
I'm going to leave the line open for another call. 1300-01-1170.
Put it this way: if you don't ring up with the answer, you're not getting it.
No. Now, Eddie, can you just say the quote again from Rose, and then we're waiting for the answer after this
So
quote.
Rose says, "Mr. Andrews, forgive me, sir, but I've done the sums in my head, and for the lifeboats mentioned times the capacity aboard, it doesn't seem like there's enough lifeboats for everyone."
Brandon from the Oaks, or Brendan, sorry. I bet Brendan gets Brandon often. It's Brendan from the Oaks. What is the answer, Brendan?
Mate, I'm going to go with We need a bigger boat.
Brendan, unfortunately,
incorrect.
that
But
is
I don't.
incorrect.
I don't hate the answer.
No, I respect it.
I respect the answer.
I almost respect.
Is there a hoodie in it
Yeah,
for Brendan?
Hey, Brendan.
Is there a hoodie for Brendan?
Brendan,
Yes,
you there,
sir.
mate? Shoot an email to Turbo.
Yeah, mate.
Shoot an email to turbo at hellosport.com.au. That's TURBO. And we're going to sort you out, bruh. But make sure you shoot that email or we will completely forget. Thank you, Brendan, for your call. 30-6 the Storm here. Xavier Coates made a break from a drop ball and then got fed. Not Corey Oates' fault, though. He got ankle tapped, collapsed, and then got pumped.
How do we feel, Denon, as
We won't give out anything until someone calls in.
No,
we're taking calls.
We're giving
only.
away nothing. How do you feel about the fact that it's 30-6?
Look, things have got a bit out of hand, not going to lie. But, I mean, it's all about bringing the people back. And at Melbourne Storm at the top of the table seems to work, seems to get the people back in stadiums. And I think we're just trying to give them a bit of leg up. That's all we're trying to do.
So you think that your performance tonight is more about the game?
It's about the game.
Okay, so it's like you're just here for the game of rugby league.
It's about the game. It's also about setting up narrative and yarn. You know, okay, we lose to the Melbourne Storm and then we come back and win the comp. You know, everyone's going to write us off after this.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to write us off after this and say Broncos are done. And
Broncos.
it's a better story.
What is it that the Melbourne Storm have over you Broncos? Because their record over you is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I think Bellyache being a former Broncos man, and obviously we taught him everything he knows, and that's why he wanted to be dominant.
Is that where you're putting it down to?
Yeah, and I just think that's why Storm is so good, because they stole all of our good ideas, and then Bellyache took it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, just quickly, punters and dribbles, we are 30-6 Melbourne over the Brisbane Broncos. 32 minutes and 24 seconds left in this second half. The number to call, 1300 01 1170. We are doing Eddie's Titanic halftime trivia, and we have Sean from the Gold Coast, the Goldie. Sean, before we go to Sean, Eddie, can you just quickly give us the quote from Rose that precedes the answer to the quiz?
So the quote from Rose is, and someone's actually put it in the comments.
It's a call-up only.
No, but listen.
We changed the rule.
Mr. Andrews, forgive me. I did the sum in my head, and with the number of lifeboats times the capacity you mentioned, it seems that there aren't enough for everyone aboard.
Mr. Andrews says...
To which Thomas Andrews...
yeah, Mr. Andrews.
...replies to Rose, "To whip your K-Tor."
Sean, don't say anything, just say the answer.
Yo.
Say the answer.
He replied exactly this.
No, hold on, Sean's playing it. He's playing the scene.
That's eyes up. Footy, here he goes. Cobbo's made a break. He's made a great
He's broken
Incredible.
Now, hold on, Mark, pull down Sean. Pull Sean down. Cut out ball to Oates. The Broncos.
Holy moly, Nelson is big.
Wow.
What a break by Cobbo here. We're back in it now. One of the great
Sean on
all-time
hold.
concepts.
Broncos on the attack here.
6 to go. Giving penalties away all day long. I mean, that's literally a sin bin.
Who's 16
That's
for you
literally
there?
a sin. How's that not a sin bin?
That was another 6 again. 12
Didn't need
again.
to do that. Literally did not need to do that.
12 again.
Wasn't the right footy.
How's
Wasn't the right footy.
How's that not a sin bin? Because it's a professional foul.
Who is the 16 for you guys? He was humongous.
He's weak as well.
I'm trying to think.
Go Payne.
That is Jensen.
Payne.
Corey Jensen?
Yeah.
Dude, his back was as broad as the map of Australia. There we go. And he can't. Go!
Balayage!
He's too good.
Balayage.
Wow. Jensen.
Wow, what an incredible play by Munster.
The man I was talking about, Jensen, just got fed on the line, knocked on, and then Munster makes it out of the in goal. And now we've got Justin Olam.
Just trucking that pure seed, bro.
Pure seed.
He's one of the most. He's a pure seed trucker.
As pure as seed gets. Now, as the Storm take it out, we do have. Before we go back to Sean,
dude, you can't just. You can't play the scene.
No, you can't play the scene.
No. You have to repeat it to me, bro.
Sean, we need you to repeat the scene, and we hope that maybe you've taken the time to learn the answer. Sean, what's the answer?
Sean.
He's gone.
He's gone?
He's gone.
He's
Sean.
gone. Is that enough?
Oh, wow.
Sean not
Sean.
made of the right stuff.
Hello Sport, Dior hoodie and a punters and dribblers hat on the line. 1300 01 1170. We refuse to give this away via the Hello Sport YouTube.
Well, I tell you why, because we do that every week, and this is a bit of fun. So
Yeah.
call the number and have a crack, baby.
Do you want it or do you not?
Do you want it? You could sell this to Mo for $900. I wouldn't advise it. I think it's uncouth, but you could.
Well, but it's also not smart. You hold.
Hold.
Surely that's not a penalty.
Well, it was a high tackle, Dan,
Oh,
so
my
it
God.
might be a penalty.
It was a little baby touch.
Well, you basically took his nose off. You know when someone says, like, got your nose? That was what Ricky, I think it was Ricky. I'm not sure if that's correct. I was at Walters.
Great catch by Tamade Martin.
You know what you do if you got B? You go, got your identity.
Wreck.
That was a good one. Well,
Nah,
it's a
that
wreck.
was-
It's part of my identity.
No, but I mean, it was a good wreck.
It's the trademark.
No, but it's a good wrecking.
I don't know.
It's a wrecking.
Did you think that was fun or
I
not?
thought it was fun. I didn't think it was a
I
wrecking.
thought it was fun.
A wrecking is fun.
I don't know why you were trying to.
Dude,
put
a wrecking's fun.
No, I don't think so. I thought that was out of love.
I love you.
Yeah, see,
know I love
boom. Yeah, there it is.
Of course it's out
You're
of
trying to like create some kind of division between me and Edward.
Oh, come on now.
Look, Kate, well, he's gone. Not
Kurt's
good for
off.
the Broncos.
Is it fair to say that
Broncos, well
is
done.
it fair to say I'm the glue that keeps the DMP together? Am I the glue?
I mean,
Should my name be Yoo-Hoo
or Clag.
or Clag?
Clag.
I think Clag.
Edward Clag Simpson.
Clag Simpson.
I used to eat Clag as a boy.
Do they make glue like edible now for little kids?
I think
Yeah,
you
in
have
Dubbo
to.
the Dirt, it's called Clag.
No, I think you have to make. Oh, we got some calls here. I think you have to make glue edible because the nature of children is that you will pound glue. Now, we do have Steve from Balmain. Steve, I don't want you to even say hello. I just want you to say what the answer is, and the answer is what?
About half, actually, Rose. You miss nothing, do you?
Edward,
Keep going.
keep going. Steve, you got any more?
Surely that's enough.
No, it's not enough.
It's not enough?
No.
Oh, come on, boys. You tested me. It was the assist from the missus to begin with. That's about
What
as far
else?
as I get.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
It's good. It's
Steve,
very good.
Steve, hold there. Don't go anywhere. We're going to give Jason from Glebe the chance. If he has more, then
okay, if
let's go to Jason from Glebe.
if
Jason,
he has more than you fail.
Jason, just say the answer. Don't say anything else but the answer. Go, Jason.
About half, actually, Rose. Nah, I've got no more, boys. Unfortunately.
Steve from Balmain wins it.
Steve from Balmain
Get
with the
it
half
back
quote W. With the half quote.
Oh, and the Broncos. Steve,
was not back.
congratulations. Steve, congratulations.
Thank you, boys.
Can I ask a question, Steve? How did you come to the semi-correct answer?
My new wife was sitting here watching the stream on YouTube, and she's like, I know the answer to that. You got to call up. So
Oh, well done.
Here we are.
Well done.
It's so much smarter than us. They're just smarter.
What's the bride's name? It's not Rose, is it?
no,
It
it's
is
Jade.
now.
Nickname Rose.
When
Mate.
did you get married, Steve? Because you said new bride.
It's 2 weeks tomorrow. 2
Oh,
weeks
Oh, we love that.
Wow.
What a big W, mate. You've done very well. You
have.
were halfway there. You weren't the whole way there, but you got enough of it. Shout out to you. Shout out the bride. Punters and dribblers hat en route.
And
Slash
also a hoodie.
Slash your hoodie. Did your wife want a hoodie? Your wife to be.
Well,
No, or no, not
Well,
wife
this
to
one
be.
I have
She's
to be. I've
is
already
the
got a
wife.
Dior hoodie, so the second one will be for the wife.
Okay, beautiful. We'll make sure that we get one to you. Shoot an email to. Oh, as Justin Olam goes over, Steve.
This is getting embarrassing.
Steve, Justin Olam goes over. Steve, can you just say one thing for us? Can you just say, sucked
Sure.
in, Denon?
Sucked in denim.
Hey!
There we go.
Sucked in, didn't
There we
do
go.
it.
Turbo at hellosport.com.au, mate. We'll get you that gear. Well done. Thanks for calling up.
wow.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
See you,
ya.
mate. Dude, you guys suck. Denon, you guys suck. What do you do about that?
Look, you can't be angry when a guy like Olam goes over. You've just got to
can't?
respect the pureness of it all.
Who did he run over there?
Stags, which is crazy.
Right. So you're not angry at all?
Look, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, we're here just for the game. We're here for the game.
Right, okay.
Can I ask you something?
34-6
Can I ask
to
you
the
something?
Storm.
And this has got nothing to do with Katoni Staggs, who's a favourite son of New South Wales. But are you concerned that that sort of a tackle attempt has something to do with his lack of belief in the Broncos as a club?
No, I don't think it. I think it has something to do with, look, it's not our night. Sometimes it's not our night.
Because if I'm running an eye over that, when I see Katoni of alpha male fame fall off Justin Olam, I think to myself, that kid wants to play for Manly. He does not want anything to do with the Broncos. Fair statement?
Look, I think you seeing players fall off tackles, then thinking about Manly, that does not surprise me. That does not surprise me, especially in the centre position.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, you've fallen off a lot of tackles lately.
So are you calling into question Brad Parker?
I'm calling into question the whole of
who's
Manly.
arguably the greatest centre of all time. Is that who you're calling into question?
I know who I'm picking in the
Stubby Kula Cola, arguably the greatest young talent the game's ever seen.
The game's ever seen.
Okay,
Holy.
gun to your head, who do you pick? Joseph Suoli'i.
Yeah.
Or Stubby Kula Cola?
Suoli'i every day of the week.
Okay, well now I know you've officially lost the plot. Punters and dribblers, Dannon's lost it. He's not with us anymore. He's lost touch with reality. Suoli'i is okay. He's all right. Yeah, he folds people in half. Yeah, he scores 6 tries. Yeah, his aerial threat's ridiculous. But have you seen Stubby Kula at full flight? That's what I'd ask the listeners. That's what I'd ask the punter and the dribbler. Believe in Manly. The Sea Eagle will fly once more. Now, as the Broncos kick off, I'll remind the viewer, it's 36-6. No, that wasn't a stumble on my words. No, I didn't stutter. No, I didn't make it up. It's 36 Melbourne plays 6 Brisbane. We have got 23 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the second half. Denon, is this the most pathetic performance you've ever seen?
No, not at all. It's a brave performance. Bunch of injuries. You can tell the boys are playing like, I'm sure Adam Reynolds is playing with a shoulder done. Ezra Mamie's probably got sore hammies. You can just tell the boys are playing injured. So
do you watch this and go far out? I should be back out there.
No, definitely not. Probably more. But I will say this: the bounce back is coming at the perfect time. Where our run into the final is going to be something scary.
Is there any truth to the rumor? And I don't want excuse me.
Jesus Christ!
Choking on your own dribble.
That was.
I don't like.
I apologise to the viewers.
I don't like to perpetuate rumours. Is there any truth to the rumour that you're coming back?
There is absolutely no truth to that rumour. Absolutely no truth.
Do you promise?
I absolutely pinky promise.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask you this?
Yes.
What do you think the Broncos are getting from playing bottom 8 footy 3 weeks out from finals?
Because it's ambush. We always speak about this. We ambushed this season. We went better than everyone thought we did. Now we're about to head into the new season where it all matters, where Manly won't be, unfortunately, this year.
That's not fair.
And we're going to ambush the comp. That's what we're doing right now. We're setting up an ambush. No one's going to take us seriously, but once we get in there, boom, ambush.
Patrick Carrigan, hell of a footballer, touted as the next skip of the club. What's his ceiling? Where do you see him in 5 years? Do you see him as being the skipper for Queensland long term?
Yes, I do. I think he'll probably be, after DCE retires, I could see maybe Brucey, Benny Hunt becoming the captain, and then I could see probably Paddy Carrigan.
So you think Brucey next?
Probably, yeah, I reckon. Well, it just depends if he retires or not. But I tell you what, he's definitely playing good enough for it. He's honestly one of our best Origin players since all the big, stars like the legends retired.
He's almost cemented himself.
How old
as
is he?
all-timer.
About 32, I think. 32. So he's a bit older, but he doesn't seem like he's slowing down. If anything, he seems like he's playing better.
Punters, dribblers, we have Sam on the line. The number to call 1300 01 1170 is I'm about to cough again.
I'll set the scene from the punter or dribbler just in case you're confused. Thomas walked off camera to pound, I don't know, 7 or 8 prawn slices in a row. That's probably why he's putting it down to a cough. He's actually choking on pizza. I think it's important the punter and the dribbler know that. Extremely professional.
So, welcome back to me. We have Sam from Gympie on the line as Eddie drops his water. 1300-01-1170, Eddie of Beyond Reproach fame. Sam, what have you got for us?
How you going, boys?
Very well. Too well.
That's the way. I've actually hit the missus up, and she's got me the full answer to the question you've asked.
Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
The Titanic question.
Yeah, give me the whole thing.
He goes, about half, actually, Rose. You miss nothing, do you? And then he says, sleep soundly, young Rose, for I have built you a good ship, strong and true. She's all the lifeboats you need.
Is that, when will you be happy, Eddie?
Well, you're missing something. You're missing the fact that he talks about he designed the ship to put double the lifeboats in, but it was considered by some that the deck would...
Sam from Gympie, Cazolam's gone over again, and we've hit 40-6. Denon and the Broncos are a disgraceful club with no morals.
He missed the bit where it was considered by some that the deck would look too cluttered.
Can I say this, Sam? I'm going to say this to you, and it's by no fault of your own. It's actually by direct fault of Eddie. That as someone who is so almost concerningly obsessed with Titanic, that the answers he desires are far too intense. And probably, moving forward, maybe we will look to Eddie for some much more concise and much more achievable answers.
Why?
Because,
where's the fun in that?
Well, I'm just saying that I think,
Would we have had the fun we've had if I didn't ask for a tough one?
We can still have... I'm not saying you can't be tough.
Can I say something, Tom? Can I say something?
I feel like you've just gone a little bit overboard.
Can I say
like
something?
last week or the week before when poor D or Dave melted into a pretzel because he didn't have the answer because you were too over the top.
Can I say something? You know what's happening here, punters and dribblers? This is Tom Birmingham of not involved fame trying to inject himself. This is classic Tom Birmingham rhetoric. Oh, how can I fix the situation? What can I do to be involved? You know what I reckon? I reckon we do this. Not your segment, bruh. Get your own.
I'm trying to help your segment.
Get your own segment, you loser.
No, we're just...
All right, bedtime.
We're just trying to help your segment.
More prawn pizza for you, mate.
Where are we?
Go and hiccup on.
Where are we? We're almost halfway through the second half, and we're still working on your quiz.
Is Sam still there?
Got it,
Sammy bounced.
Sam, are you still there? Sam, thank you so much for calling in.
Hey, yeah, I'm still there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we got you, mate. Thank you for calling in. And obviously an official...
Answer incorrect.
An official apology from everyone for the fact that, you might need a doctorate to answer Eddie's question.
We've already got the answer, but no one's given me the full answer.
No, exactly, right.
We've been given half the answer.
It's
good enough.
No one's given the
I don't want to be a part of that apology.
No.
So I don't apologise
and
for
neither
anything.
do I. I think Eddie does. Eddie apologises. I don't, and Denon doesn't. But Sam, thank you for your call.
Now, look, is Olam pounding us into the earth?
Yeah, dude, he is.
The core of the earth?
42-6.
He is. 42-6. There's still pretty much 20 minutes to go. Could this hit 60 points? Yeah,
Look
it
at
could.
Cheese.
Look at Cheese. He's like, you know what? Early mark, probably don't need to go back on. Brizzy.
I'd love him to
Go
back
out,
on.
rip and tear.
1300-01-1170 if you want to have your say about anything this evening. 42-6 to the Melbourne Storm. 18 minutes to go.
Oh my God.
This could be anything. If we get a couple more tries, I don't know, Denon, if you're aware, but any team that concedes 50 can't win the final.
Yeah, Rabbitohs made the final though, grand final.
No, but you can't win.
Yeah, but I'm happy with the grand final. It's better than not making the finals.
But you can't win the final.
I know, but you aren't in the finals.
What I'm saying is though that you are very close to having your grand final dreams dashed. You're 8 points away from
honestly, I don't think many people thought the Broncos would win a grand final this year.
Wow.
Even when we were on our run.
I thought, man, they were going to win the comp. That's what real fans are about.
But I will say, we had this coming. We had this coming. If you listen to Bloke in a Bar,
Oh.
the greatest podcast in all the land, would know that I was not very happy with their performance last week, and this is what would happen if they played like that. And they have. They currently have about 65% possession. They've been completely outclassed, completely outplayed, and this is what happen when you
Can I ask you a
stand and drop.
question? How much of it is, and I mean this like, I know, like, how much of it is Carrigan being out? Like when he was ruled out after that hip drop, it did seem like something changed. Not massively. I don't know how much of an influence he has, but it seemed like something changed when he went out of the side.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's like a captain already, especially in the middle. Like sometimes you almost have a captain of the forwards and a captain of the backs, and he is a huge part of it. But it doesn't excuse it. It doesn't excuse going from a team that could really put it to the Storm, obviously not beat them, to getting absolutely towed up. It's just and again,
Corey.
Oh, did he get it down?
I think he got that down.
Did he get it down?
Yep, I think he did.
Let's assume he got it down and go back to the question that Tom was asking. Like, what's missing between four weeks
discipline.
ago and now?
Well, just discipline, like we're errors, the missed tackles, like we're at 66% completion or something. If we were completing at, say, 80% or 85%, you can kind of excuse the loss because you're like, well, at least we're doing all the things we can control. We were just outplayed. But at the moment, we're just error after error. And it all started from the Jordan Ricky era, like an unforced error. He didn't need to, he should have held on to it. And then the momentum completely switched. And, well, now we're here where we are, unfortunately.
Can I ask another question, Darren?
Yes.
Have you heard the rumours about the Broncos letting go of Payne Haas?
You've heard him.
Hold on. To try and lure Cam Munster. So you go, all right, we're going to go with Flegler and Carrigan. Get rid of Haas. Then use some of that kashish, that dollary-do, that raw Australian cash to try and lure one Cam Munster.
Well, I like it. I like it in the sense that if Haas wants $1 million, we can't afford to pay him $1 million. And so it's a win for both parties. If we can land Munster, but I don't think we will. Munster's going to get paid 1.5 by the Dolphins. I really think they'll go that high. I mean, I think they're already up to 1. They started at 1, now they're at like 1.3. Yeah.
Would you be comfortable as a club if the Broncos decided to theoretically get rid of Payne Haas in the pursuit of Beliar's Cam Munster, even if there was the option that you'd lose him?
That wasn't a try.
Like, would you risk it for the?
I wouldn't risk it, but I would say if let's say Payne Haas, wanted to stay and we'd never made any noise about leaving, I would say no. We have to have good loyalty and integrity to a guy that's given all to this club. But because Haas has already made it clear that he was willing to break a contract to get a bigger contract somewhere else, if there was a way where we could certainly get Munster and move Haas on, then I would say, yeah, sweet.
We got some calls here. Can we go to Josh, please, from Australia? Josh from Australia. Josh from Australia, are you there?
Australia.
Hey, boys, your coach here. How are you?
Oh, it's Josh from... Okay, sorry. So this is Josh from Bronte Blueies of training us for the marathon fame.
Yeah, boys, I was calling up to see, were you training in the morning or what?
I was in tomorrow. Well, listen, I technically... firstly, I wasn't expecting this call.
Come on. You always carry on about how hard you train, all the running you're doing.
What time?
Yeah, what time were you thinking, Josh?
What time?
Boys, what were you thinking we were signing up for a marathon? How many runs we went on this week?
I've had bad knees, dude. I ran.
Oi, Josh, I ran yesterday, and I don't know if I want to brag live on SEN, but I did 27.2 of the best last
week. Yeah.
Josh, just so you know as well, Josh, can I just say this quickly for anyone listening? Josh, who's just slipped back into town from like Ibiza, and he wants to try and crawl up our ass about what we're doing, which I also appreciate because I'm not doing much. But I ran 15 Ks on the weekend, and then I went to the physio
And his
today.
soul hurt.
Hold on. I went to the physio and they looked at my knees and they went, I don't actually know how a human could have run on these knees.
So is the marathon happening or not?
I'm still doing it. They said they have faith in me to run the marathon, but it was just that I am, I'm struggling. But Josh, I'm ready for the morning. I'll get up and I'll exercise tomorrow. I'm saying 7:30. Eddie, 7:30. Can you commit?
What about 7? What about 8?
I can commit to 8. Josh, can you commit to 8?
8 o'clock. I'll see you boys at Centennial Park at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Done. Centennial Park, 8 o'clock.
Well, let's call it 7:45 for 8.
I like that. Get a long black.
It allows us to. You know what we're doing tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be real tough.
I need it to be tough, dude.
It's going to hurt you.
I don't mind being hurt.
It's going to.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Josh, thanks for keeping us accountable, mate. Really appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for, boys. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I don't want to wig you out, but the whispers are growing really, really loud. There's a lot of doubt in the air, and the outlook for Tom and the marathon not looking good.
Nah, Josh, I don't want you to think that at all. From everyone I'm speaking to, good judges of knees generally, they're saying I can still do it. And I'm prepared to commit to the marathon, the Sydney Marathon on September 18th, 42 Ks. I'll finish that thing.
Tom recently priced it at $1.
Look. All right, I've got faith in you lads, all right? The whispers are strong, though, and from the work that I've been seeing out of you, to be honest, as a coach, I'm starting to doubt you. I just need to see you boys back turn up. I'm just going to call it how I see it.
Cut him off,
boys
Mark.
haven't been turning
Cut
up
him off. Cut him off, Mark. We don't need that. We don't need that. Josh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We love Josh.
Okay, final words. Harden up, boys. Train hard.
Even Eddie will. Punters, dribblers, if you want to lose some weight and you live in the Sydney region, Bronte Blueies is the way to do it with Josh. Not an ad, but an ad. We go to Mason from Guildford, and as we do, we remind everyone that it's 42-12 to the Melbourne Storm with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Mason from Guildford, how are you? What are you doing?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
We got you.
You got me. So I have a great story about Dennencamp. So me and my dad, growing up, were watching Dennencamp for the Broncos. He was the first soccer player. When he seen his try with the kick, my dad thought the whole time he was Lebanese because he had the features of a Lebanese. And my dad used to call him Amu Dennen. Amu Dennen means uncle of Dennen, like. Because my dad's face is similar to Dennis, and he thought he was Lebanese the whole time. So Dennis, and I've been watching the podcast for a long time, like a year now, and finding out Dennis Chinese and Aussie. I've told my dad ever since then. He thought he was Lebanese. He was really disappointed. He thought he was following Lebanon. He was the Lebo. So I thought Dennis knows that he's a Lebo. Deep down, Dennis, I know you're a Lebo. Everything of a Lebo.
Are you a Lebanese at heart, Dennis?
No, well, look, when I go to Western Sydney, I'm welcomed with open arms. Just put it that way.
We love that.
And look, I love to be embraced by the Lebanese people, but I'm not Lebanese, but I'm happy to be embraced by the people of Lebanon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What an honour.
What an honour.
Absolutely.
What an honour.
Honorary. I mean, I think there's a chance, though, especially with the World Cup coming up. You don't pull on the jersey for Lebanon?
Oh, mate. They got some good players.
They got some great players.
Great players this year.
Can I ask you a
short of
serious
a winger?
question? If you were called upon by the People's Republic of China to truck nut at the World Cup, what would you say? Be honest though,
Captain
like
Coach.
I'm not asking. I'm asking seriously here.
As we thank Mason for his call.
Thanks for the call, mate.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, bro.
Legend, bro. Like, are you saying no?
Well,
There's no way
you can't.
say no.
The almighty leader.
You got to do it.
You got to do it if the almighty,
Supreme leader.
the supreme almighty leader calls you the leader of the Republic of China.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's he called.
You can't say
what's
no.
the skipper of China called?
What?
Xi Jinping.
If Xi Jinping works that blower
and goes, "Oi, Kempy, bro, we need you."
Mate, they got massive corpies, so I'd say,
Dude, corpies for days, dude.
China's corpies are on another level.
China
What did you say
corpies
that
are next level.
the American-born athlete who had Chinese heritage. It was
Snowboarder or
snowboarder on every billboard in the country.
Yeah.
Made bang.
Yao Ming just was like, I'm done with the NBA. I'm just going to cruise back to China and rip and tear.
Do you know why
The Corpy circuit.
One of the great Yaos all time.
Do you know why they like to do that? It's because they want to win the culture war between East and West China, and so that's why they try to do things like that.
Is there some fraction between East and West China?
No, the eastern,
and the west.
and the west.
East
So
and West
China's
China.
east and
I thought you were saying East and West China. I was like, I thought China was all pretty much just locked.
And I reckon
out.
it's Hollywood's a huge reason for why, a big reason why America became such a powerhouse because they owned the culture.
Shout out to John Cena of.
So from where I'm sitting, the number one podcaster.
Chinese podcaster.
The number one Chinese podcaster in all the lands. He's got to be the number one target.
Well, reach out.
Wow,
Corpies would be massive.
Dude, imagine if you captain coach the Chinese rugby league team.
That would be at the next World Cup.
It would be actually all time.
Hey boys, can I tell you something? We've got a caller.
Yeah.
From Adelaide.
Do we?
We've got a caller from Adelaide.
We love Adelaide.
We love Adelaide. Eddie and I were just there.
Yeah, you said heaps of nice things about it.
Blink and you'll miss it. Josh from Adelaide. What's going on? How can we help you on this evening?
Hey, boys. I was just wondering, would you rather have Brett Stewart at fullback in a grand final or Tom Trebojevic?
Oh, as a storm make a break.
Hughes.
You got to
Send
answer
it out to Coates. Send it out to Coates. Give it to Coates.
That was such a try. Such a good try.
Wow, hold there, Josh from
What a
Adelaide.
try.
Jerome always
Hughes.
scores. Jerome always scores.
Jerome Hughes, this is going to be 50 points. Oh, my God. A top 8 team losing by 50 in the shadows of the final.
Was the question, would I rather Tom Trebojevic or Brett Stewart? Can I ask the question for you? This is pretty easy.
Yeah, I got
And this
an
is
answer
number
as
one.
well.
This
Yeah.
is fullback. This is my answer. Josh, was it? From Adelaide?
Josh from Adelaide.
Josh from Adelaide. This is my answer. Brett Stewart has won 2 comps, should have been 3.
Yeah, well, 4, really.
Should have been 4. Well, 2007.
2007,
2008, 2011, 2013. So he's won 4 comps. Brett Stewart's won 4 comps. Tom Trebojevic has won none. So I'm playing Brett Stewart fullback for that reason. But what I'm also doing, and what you didn't allow in the context and the structure of your question, is that Tom Trebojevic is playing that rover role. So he's going to play a bit of fullback, but he's also playing a bit of front row, bit of back row, bit of 6, bit of 7, bit of 1, bit of 2, bit of 3, bit of 4, bit of 5.
Centre wing.
That's what I'm doing. That's my answer. Thank you very much.
Josh, I would also like to let you know that I echo Eddie's sentiments in full. But I think now, Denon being a little less biased maybe than us, who are you playing?
Yeah, you got to go Brett Stewart.
Okay.
Look, the problem is, Tom Trebojevic in a one-off game might be the greatest player of all time. So it's like a hard question because is the question because they've been there and done it, then the next grand final they'll be more calm and collected and the experience will get the win? Or are you getting 2 fullbacks, Brett Stewart or Tom Trebojevic, and they're both playing their best possible football? Which one would you choose?
That's a great point.
So, look, you got to go Brett Stewart. Yeah, put it this way. Brett Stewart is still the greatest fullback for Manly of all time.
The greatest Manly fullback of all time. Without a doubt. He has to be that.
Fact.
Yeah,
he's won 4 comps.
You can't. Yeah, it's also, I would say, the Stewart brothers are the greatest brothers at the club of all time.
They're the greatest brothers in the history of the NRL. And I know the Walters brothers are saying...
John's brothers.
Well, no. Yeah. And I love Matty. And
Matty
if
was
you
a
believe
gun.
the rumours, Matty
Australia.
might be coming on the podcast. I don't know if that's true or not. But the Johns brothers, great. But you cannot tell me that anyone comes close to Brett and Glenn. Glenn and Brett. Glenn of 2 N's fame. And
Put it this
Brett
way.
of 2 T's.
Put it this way. It's hard to float when you're adorned with rings.
Much like Titanic. Heart of the Sea.
Much like Kevin Walters.
50 to 12, punters
Oh,
and
they
dribblers.
hit 50.
50
oh,
to 12.
Shivers.
Shiver me timbers.
You know what's
Sugar,
great?
honey,
You know what's
iced
great
tea.
about us, Denon?
What's great
About our friendship?
Yeah.
Is that every
Thank you, Josh.
Single time we watch the Broncos play, you get humped.
Except for when we went to Magic Round and we humped you.
No, I'm talking about live stream.
And
Oh
he
my
wasn't
God.
there. Go, Cheese. Send it out to Coates. Send it to Coates.
I wasn't there.
That's what I'm saying. You weren't there.
Exactly.
Oh, almost.
He's got it. He's stolen
No, he
it.
doesn't have it. Come on, grow up. Send it to Coates. Send it to Coates. Cut out ball.
Oh, look at that.
Send it to
Oh, my
Coates.
God.
Send it to Coates. Oh!
He's too big and strong.
Oh!
That's
Punters
incredible.
and dribblers, my hat's fallen off. The Storm, the Melbourne Storm, have put 54 on the Brisbane Broncos. My God.
Wow.
What a bunch of losers.
It's now official. The Broncos will lose round 1.
Oh, wow.
Round 1. I will say, though, it's getting scary because we can fall out of the 8.
Can
No, I think you'll make the 8.
We can
But
fall
you
out of the 8.
can?
Yeah, well, if we lose every game, we're out of the 8.
Wow. Could
And
Manly
we don't have an
technically
easy
get into
run.
the 8? Oh, I know we
nah.
can, but could we technically beat you?
I don't think so.
Wouldn't that ruin it? Wouldn't that ruin 2022 for you?
No,
Wouldn't that put
not
a
really.
sour
Because
taste
it's never
in
happening.
your mouth?
You know, Manly, honestly, they don't even know if they're going to have the same coach next year. That's how
Oh,
diabolical your
please.
season's been.
Des is going to be the coach. Denon, you should know better than anyone. Don't buy into the media speculation. You're better than that, dude.
Mate, I'm just. That's the whispers I'm getting across the game.
You're better than that.
Boom.
If you're in the change rooms after this rugby league humping, may well be 60 points. What are you saying to your troops?
So, boys, the good thing about footy is you can fix it next week. Then I'd walk out.
Is that what you'd say?
No, I'd be blowing up and saying that's like absolutely pathetic.
If you're Kevy Walters, are you telling me you're not yelling, screaming, barking, spitting?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd be saying, boys, we earned this. This is the way we've been playing against lesser tier teams. This is what happens when a good quality team comes
meanie.
up and douches you up.
So, for everyone who's just tuning in literally at this exact moment, you're listening to Hello Sport. It's Tom and Eddie here from Hello Sport Podcast. We're also sitting with Denon Kemp, former Warriors legend, Brisbane Broncos player, and Brisbane Raw hopeful. 54-12 to the Melbourne Storm with 4 minutes to go.
Someone's just asked, boys, how do we rid ourselves of the Kemp curse? It's a great question.
Wow. Okay. So the Kemp curse
That's
is
a
real.
great question.
So is the Kemp curse real amongst
No,
the punter and the dribbler?
guys.
They're saying
Well,
it is a real thing.
what do you mean? That's what.
Look, I get it. The
I know
punters,
it's real, but I'm just trying to work out if the people realise.
I get
it's
it. The
real.
punters and dribblers are looking for someone to blame, and that's only natural. But the Kemp curse isn't real. We literally won last week.
Yeah, but that's like it was against the Knights. Though.
Absurd.
With the
Absurd.
Knights,
That's
though,
not how
right?
curses work. They don't go, oh, we're just going to ease up for a week and then come back a week later.
I think it does a little
clearly, Denon, you don't understand how curses work.
This is your
Now-
problem this year. You've gone too woo-woo, boys.
Punters
Woo-woo's it's got in your head too much, I reckon, the woo-woo.
Okay.
I'm not so sure. I feel like the Kemp curse is in full effect.
I'm just saying, I'm seeing a correlation between a guy who tried to take the absolute piss and the absolute mickey out of his mates by wearing a very uncouth and very distasteful shirt live on a popular podcast. And that correlation between that grubby, disgraceful act and the ill performance of his side. That's what I'm saying.
But also,
that's
Eddie,
what the punter and the dribbler are saying. They're
also-
drawing dots and the dots are there.
If you are confused, then we do encourage you to go and watch the Dirty Merger podcast on the Bloke in the Bar channel, Hello Sport, and Bloke in the Bar. But Denon, if we were to tell you that taking your shirt off, and this will make sense to some and not to others, but to take your shirt off and to eat a significant amount of, Uncle Toby's chocolate chip muesli bars, the chewy range, is going to reverse the curse, why won't you do it?
Because A, that's not true. B, if there's one club that is cursed right now, it's you boys.
Hold on.
So
Let's stop
you-
deflecting for a second.
If you
though. I
knew how to
want
lift curses,
Stop deflecting.
Stop deflecting.
If you knew how to lift curses,
Denon, we bought you.
you would lift your own curse. So how
Denon,
are you supposed to lift the Broncos curse when you can't lift your
We
own?
brought you a significant amount of Uncle Toby's
Oh
chip
man,
chewies.
Kevy's not happy.
Chewy range. Kevy upset. Your mum's upset. Kevy's upset. We've got chewy muesli bars for you. Oh! Storm drop.
Oh,
wow.
no.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
no.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
North Faluma makes a
David.
break.
David Norfoluma, has he
no,
got the
Cobbo,
pot?
no.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's
no.
pathetic.
60. That's 60.
That's pathetic. 62 to 12.
Wow.
62 to
60.
12.
60.
Wow. 60
Oh, 60
so
rather.
60.
My math appalling.
Sorry, everyone. He meant 60. David Nofaluma of F the Tigers fame. He just got a runaway try.
Who just fell off David?
Cobbo.
Was that Throbbo?
It was Selly Throbs.
Can I say something? He's back to Cobbo.
Yeah.
He's
Tonight.
back to Cobbo after
Tonight
that.
he's back to Cobbo.
That is absolutely appalling.
So
look at David here just going, how good is this? I'm not at the Tigers. How good is this? I'm not at the Tigers. How good is how good is this?
David running with the confidence of a man that no matter what happens, at least I'm not at the Tigers. Like, he could have done his ACL in that movement and gone, but you know what?
I'm not at the Tigers.
I'm not at the Tigers.
Look at him. Not at the He's
Not at the
literally
Tigers.
saying that. I'm not at the Tigers. I'm not at the Tigers. I'm not at the Tigers.
Selwyn misses him. Still not at the Tigers. Still not at the Tigers. As he puts the ball down, he's reminded of the fact that he is no longer at the Tigers. And the Storm now, 58 to 12, kick to come, minute 54 to go. That man looks happy.
Look, I'm going to change. I'm going to change the subject, Dan, and in the pursuit of.
Is that your bet, by the way? Did you need to know?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, you're good.
I've already got one. Denon, if you were to run an eye over Brandon Smith, a.k.a. the Cheese, a.k.a. Belliage the Second, what cheese do you think he would be if he was to be a cheese incarnate?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm thinking. Oh man, I'm just gonna go simple. It's like a cheddar or an old English. Just a cheddar and old English.
Yeah, okay, something quite.
Or maybe
simple.
even a double brie.
Could I ask you this question? Given the opportunity, would you kill the stream right now?
Nah, look.
Given the opportunity, if you had the stream, if you had a button to kill the stream, do you think you'd kill the stream right now? It's
Nah,
60
we stay
to 12.
strong. We face defeat eye to eye.
I'd ask the question as well. Is this the first side to concede 60 this season? I think so.
Nah, it's Warriors conceded 70.
Oh, okay. Sorry, so it's just you and the Warriors.
Yeah, pretty
then.
much.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Look,
Just
to
you and the
be honest,
Warriors. Storm both times.
I said this like
Storm without Pappenhausen as well. It's weird.
It is a shocking game of footy by us, and we deserve it. This is how we've been playing for the last 4 weeks.
We're not long for this world, nor are the Broncos, but 1300 1170 if you want to get in quickly before we leave so that you can maybe just like pay commiserations to Kempy. But obviously, I'm assuming you just want to lick him. 60 to 12.
Sure. 60 to 12, 60 to 12. Look, if you want to call in and lick Denon Camp and tell me what sort of cheese you think that Brandon Smith, a.k.a. the Cheese, would be.
Maybe brie, double brie.
He's a double brie.
I've got a cheese on the mind. If you nail the cheese, you win a prize.
Yeah. You might win a prize. Now, you've got a very limited amount of time to get in.
You win a Dior hoodie if you get in time.
If you get it in time. What cheese is Eddie thinking? I know it. Okay, I've got you. I've heard you. What cheese is Eddie thinking? You've got about 2 minutes to get in.
If you get in, nail the cheese, you walk away a winner.
Now,
walk away a winner.
It's a robust cheese, but it's also a delicate
It's got
cheese.
personality.
It's got personality.
Yeah. It knows what it is,
Yeah,
and it's not afraid to tell the world.
It's a cheese that knows what it is, and it makes no apologies for that cheese. You've got about a minute to go if you want to call in and guess that cheese for a Dior hoodie, 1300 1170. Denon, have you seen the score yet?
I have.
What is it?
It's 60 to 12.
To who?
To the Melbourne Storm.
Over who?
So hang on.
Over who, though?
Is that not
Oh,
you?
line break here. Last try
Billy
wins. Last try
Walters.
wins. Last try wins. Last try wins.
The Storm got it. That's David Nofaluma.
Challenge.
If you weren't.
Challenge.
Wow, that's full time, ladies and gentlemen, at Suncorp. Sucked in if you're a Broncos fan.
Challenge.
Sucked in if you're a Broncos. Oh, Luke on the phone. Quick.
Luke.
Luke, what is the cheese
How are you,
Eddie is
fellas?
thinking of? Quickly, Luke. We're running out of
A
time.
nice Gouda.
No! One more. What else?
Not right. One more guess.
One more thing. About half, actually. You missed nothing, Rose, do you? In fact, I put these new type davits, which could take an extra row of votes inside this one. But it was thought by some that the deck would look so cluttered, so I was overruled.
In fairness,
That's the answer I wanted.
you already gave the answer like an hour ago.
I didn't give. He gave the. Yeah, I know, but he
No,
still
you already
nailed
gave
it.
it. Hey,
He still nailed it.
Luke.
One more
respect-
guess at cheese. One more guess.
Wait, Luke, you've got it. Quick. What other cheese would it be?
He's a filthy blue cheese.
No, Luke's had an absolute
One more cheese.
shocker.
One more cheese.
Luke, one more cheese. Quick, one more cheese.
One more what? 3 guesses. You're out.
He's Googling it.
He's Googling
You got it, Brad.
cheese. No, he's done. He's
No,
done.
he's missed.
Punters, dribblers.
He's missed the point.
Punters, dribblers, if you've been listening in, thank you so much. That was a dribble fest. Hello Sport Live, SEN. Thank you very much to the great and powerful Denning Kemp for joining us. Eddie and myself from Hello Sport. Keep listening to SEN. We're back next week or the week after. Who knows?